Hello! Let me lower this a little bit. How are you? Oh, I should enable the chat for this as well. Nice. How are you? FVSH Animation, hello. How are you? David Hoffman. Anna Jan 1748. Morning. Good morning. How are you today? Oh, I have myself on the screen there. That's a little bit distracting. There we go. Now I'm not that distracted anymore. Good morning, Mr. Fjord. Yes, that is my legal name, Mr. Fjord. It's crazy how that works. So I was thinking today that we could do a little bit of a patch review, or like looking through the settings or the new stuff from Blender 5.0, because it just got released. I'm a little bit late to the party, a few days late, but finally I got to make a live stream. I think I'm actually just going to turn off the music for now, and we can maybe come back to some music if you want to. Yeah, it's a good evening for you. Nice to see you. Yeah, so I was thinking we could just go to the Blender website, just blender.org, and just have a look at all the new features, and maybe try some of them as well. I've already downloaded Blender 5.0, and I have set it up the way I like it, which is very bare minimum, just some minor hotkeys, nothing big actually at all. I use almost complete default settings on Blender. So yeah, you got to tell it the new sky texture. Yeah, okay, we'll have a look at the new sky texture in Blender. And there are also some other stuff that I'm really excited about in the new version of Blender 5.0. And also, I have some critiques, or maybe some stuff that I would like to see improved in the future, which hopefully shouldn't be too spicy. But I think there are some parts. Like there are many steps in the right direction, and I would love to make some suggestions for future steps. So, but the first thing we need to do in this live stream today, I'm going to show you my desktop. It's completely empty. Oh, there's the chat as well. I placed you there. The first thing we need to do is that we need to take a little bit of a short moment to, if you go to blender.org, you need to donate to Blender Foundation. Let's just read this. Give back to Blender. If Blender helped you with projects this year, we're asking you to help us back. For the past year, you have had access to professional 3D software. That's correct. Completely free. That is also correct. No subscription, no licenses, no limits. Blender has been there for your project, your learning, your art, your business. Today, we're asking for $5. That is all Blender is asking for. So if you haven't donated to Blender, do it. They even have this cool animation on the download button. No, the donate button. Let me move you up here so we can see. They even have this nice animation, which I really like. So if you haven't donated to Blender, you should do it. And also, I think we can go to the... Isn't there a place where you can see who is donating? No, is it here? Yeah, here you can see. You can see if someone donates. So it would be fun if someone donated a funny number or something. No, I'll just keep this up, and I will see. I will really hope that you will donate to Blender, not necessarily right now, but maybe in 10 seconds, 15 seconds, maybe in 1 minute. You should definitely give something back to the Blender Foundation, this amazing software that is changing the life of so many people. Yeah, I think it's very important to give back. Here you can see they have had a massive success on this. They're doing a fundraiser campaign now where they're making like this big push to get a lot of donations, and I think this is important. So to be very clear, I'm not making any money off of this. I am also donating. So this is a community effort that we're all working together on. And I think maybe my camera is a little bit underexposed, so I will see if this helps maybe. I use Blender for fun, but I have been a user for like 15 years. I'll donate. Yeah, you should donate. Maybe, what if you can start by donating $5 for every year you've used it? Perhaps that's a good starting point if you've never donated before. Or maybe you can start doing monthly donations and you get these really cool, let me zoom in here so you can see. You get these badges that are actually really cool. They will be on your profile, I think. So if you do a gold member, you get this badge. Can we look at this here? Yeah, this is the gold member badge for Blender. And then let's have a look at the platinum member, which is even better. Oh, yeah, you get this nice little... this is a cool render, actually. Yeah, these icons are really good. And then let's have a look at the titanium member. Oh, wow, look at that. Even sharper on the reflection there. That's nice. Oh, and the diamond member. We're going absolutely full. Yeah. So the diamond member, that is only for the Giga Chads out there. So if you are an absolute Giga Chad, you will download. I mean, here's something that you realistically can do that is like so impactful. Look at this. You have the corporate memberships as well. And this is basically an ad for your company on Blender Foundation. So if you go to Blender, you scroll down here, you can see you have these corporate patrons. So if you work at a company that does like 3D stuff or 3D animations, tell your boss or ask someone at your company, some higher up, just say, hey, can we get some monthly donations going for Blender? Just set up a corporate memberships. Maybe you can even look into, are there any tax benefits of doing donations to non-profit organizations? You know, I don't know how that works in your country, but it's definitely worth checking out. And yeah, companies have a lot of money and they have like expenses. So, oh, people are donating. Look at this. So we started here, 3 minutes, and we have €5, €5, €25. That's really nice, actually. Yeah. So, and yeah, again, this is, I want you to, I should actually give you the link to this. Or, yeah, it's just blender.org, and it's at the top of the page there. Yeah. Invis Jarkic Fox 2 donated £5 yesterday. That's awesome. Yeah, for me it shows up in euros here, but yeah, it's the same. Euros and... I love Blender. Yeah, me too. I love it. Yeah. So this was... oh, we have another $25. That's amazing. It's really cool that you can see this, this breakdown here of how much has come in every day, basically. You can see November 19th was a big day for Blender. That was nice. Yeah, that was a good day. I think it would be awesome to see this graph just not going down by this first. Like, I think it would be awesome to see if the community could keep it up for through November, for example. It's the 22nd of November today. So if you're watching this video in the future, there's nothing wrong with donating to the Blender Foundation. It's unironically maybe the best non-profit donation you can do in 2025. I mean, have you seen the roadmap for a Blender 5.0 for Blender? If you go to they have this new thing called Labs, which is, yeah, the Blender Lab. What is the... hang on, can I just search for Blender Labs? Yeah, Blender Lab. Yeah, here you can see you have all these upcoming projects. I'm gonna move it a little bit over here. You have all these like in progress things. So you have touch and pen support, which is being improved, so you can use Blender on iPad. Let's say you're on an airplane and you have this idea you just need to get out of your head. You're doing a VR project, so yeah. Volume rendering, I'm super excited about this. Yeah. And then you have, for example, MCP server, if you like using large language models and just basically talking to Blender. I made a video about something similar to that on my second channel, where I'm basically hacking it, where I'm controlling Blender with my voice. So in this video, I'm basically just talking with Google Gemini 2.0 through some speech to text thing, which is very cumbersome and also kind of stupid and time consuming. But if this comes through, the MCP server, for example, for Blender, you will be able to get tools very soon, or like very powerful tools that we can actually just speak to Blender and just say, hey, can you help me figure out this bug or whatever. Like MCP is just, it's an insane system. It's really cool. The more I read about it, the more excited I become. So yeah, it is actually getting a little bit hot in here. As you can see, I'm wearing wool because it's really cold in Norway today. So, oh, wait, you did the 75? Let me see here. What is that? Oh, nice. Someone donated 75. Amazing. Just popping things. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Or not only do I appreciate that, but the Blender community appreciates that. That's how it works. But let me just see if I can get the temperature down in my room here, because it's so hot suddenly. Hang on just a second. Okay, I opened the window, so we will have some more noise, and I will close it soon. Okay, so you did the $5 per year. That's amazing. Nice. 15. Yeah, that adds up. 75. That's cool that you did that. Actually, yeah, I appreciate that. And Anders, good dag. Asbjørn, hello. It would be nice to integrate eye tracking in Blender. Yeah, it could be cool. I'm not sure what you would use it for, but yeah, there are some. I mean, eye tracker, you would need hardware, right? To film your eyes or something. I don't know. I'm trying to learn Blender at the moment, but it's hard. I would like to create an add-on for it that helps with learning, but I don't know Python, and GPT failed to make an add-on. Yeah, I mean, an add-on that helps you learn Blender faster would definitely... I think that would require a lot of overhead knowledge on how Blender works. And also, using ChatGPT to make Blender add-ons, I think these days I would use Google Gemini 3.0. It's so good. It's really good. Eye tracker software is actually pretty good these days, no hardware necessary. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, now that you say it, I think eye tracker with Blender could be really cool. If you can lean back and you can just say the things you want to see, and you can just look at the thing you want to change, and it will prioritize fixing that. That would be really nice, actually. Yeah. Let me refresh this and see. I don't know if it automatically refreshes. Oh, we have more. We have 25 from someone. And to be clear, I don't know if it's you guys are donating, so you need to let me know if you've donated anything, and we can see it on this list. Yeah, so I just wanted to open this stream today by just saying you should give back to Blender. You should donate to Blender today, and this is the very efficient big brain GigaChad tip. If you work at a company that would be willing to support Blender, and remember, hang on, let me just open this and show you. Blender is not only a 3D software now. You can do 2D animation, sculpting, storyboarding, VFX, video editing. So if you work at a company that does any of these things, you should ask them to become a corporate member, because it's such an efficient way for a corporation to just take a little bit of their profit and just give it back to an open source project like this. Really. Following you from France, as a half Swedish man, nobody's perfect. Well, glad I'm not Swedish then, I'm Norwegian. So, yeah, I agree. If I was Swedish, I would definitely not be perfect. You're helping Blender with just a live stream. Well, I'm not sure. I probably could do more. You know, there are a lot of people following this channel, and I don't really know how to most efficiently make them give back to Blender. So this stream was like an attempt, but I'm a little bit too late to the party. So I was just hoping we could we could help Blender together, even if we're ending in November here. No, it's actually 1 week left of November. We're not that late. Yeah, from Denim Pirate, and in a lot of countries, donations like that are tax deductible. Yeah, so if you work at a company that need more tax deductible expenses, suggest them some things here. You know, I was supposed to have like a link that I could. Let me see if I have it here. No, I should use my computer for this, so I can copy the link. I'm not going to use that much time on this, but I got a link from the Blender thing, so we can. If someone wants to donate in the future, or if you're watching this, yeah, here I have the link. Yes. So the fund. Let me try it. See here. Yeah, Polyford link. So it doesn't make any difference. Oh, nice. We already have a 50 euro. Amazing. I donate monthly and give it my second thought. What happened since November 12th that have to have that much donation? I think it started with the. I mean, it's obviously Blender Foundation. The Blender, they have been. I don't think this is a secret. They have been talking to some of us creators, and they've said, "Hey, let's help spread the good message together at the same time." So a lot of YouTubers have been making videos. For example, Curtis Holt and Gleb Alexandrov. They've been making this amazing content and just letting people know how extremely important it is to give back. So I think that started around here, which is where this fundraising campaign started. So they are very much doing like a campaign right now, with which lines up perfectly with the launch of Blender 5.0. I think it's very nice. So let me see if I can change my link here, because this live stream that I have going, edit title and description. Yeah, donate to Blender. So if you update this live stream now, you should get a link where you can donate to Blender, and it will be possible sometime in the future to track how many people donated by watching this stream. I think, but I don't know. And also, if you're watching the video in the future, you can use that link to donate, and maybe we can figure out some way to find out in the future how many donated. I don't know. Not that that's actually even remotely important to track. I was just curious because I got the link, so I should use that. Sorry, this is a bit off topic, but when are we going to make another Discord challenge? I don't think Discord challenges are for me. It's not. It requires so much follow up, and I'm way too distracted by other projects. I'm just really bad at doing tasks and stuff like that. So yeah. We're getting there. This is really good, actually. I feel like this little button here is a little bit higher than when we started. Could be just something that I imagine. You know, here's a goal. I would like that we get Saturday, November 22nd to be higher than Thursday, November 13th. That's the goal for today. And I'm not going to sit here and wait for it, but I just wanted to know if you're watching this in the future and it's still lower, we should pump it up, okay? Okay. Yes, so let me, we can keep this open and we'll come back to it later. So what I want to do, close tab to the right. There. So let's have a look at the features in Blender 5.0. Here we go. Blender 5.0 is here. High five. Nice. The full spectrum of creativity powered by freedom. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm actually going to open Blender so we have it like open in a different virtual desktop here, just so we can be ready to do some tests. And maybe I should take this and move it like here or something. Yeah, or maybe here. I don't know where you want to be. Let me know what's the best. Yo, can we speak Norwegian with you in chat? Please don't speak Norwegian to me in chat. I get so distracted when I read. When I read a Norwegian message, and I need to like respond to that in English, or yeah, my brain kind of needs to switch a little bit. So now I'm like in English mode for the next whatever the duration of the stream will be. Yeah. Oh, we can make it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's go through this the release notes for Blender 5.0, and we'll see what are the coolest features, what's the thing I'm looking the most forward to trying, and we'll also be trying some stuff like we'll also be trying some stuff like right away, like right now, since I already have Blender open over here. So I've already downloaded Blender 5.0, and also you should also donate when you click download. These buttons are kind of linked together, I think, in my opinion. First of all, the splash screen. This is amazing. It looks really good. This is the best splash screen we've had in many updates. I love this. I love dragons. It has speed. It has an arrow that comes through there. I love it. It is going through this cave there or something. There's yes. Very cool. I would love to see this as a downloadable splash screen. I don't know if it has been available or if it will be. Download. Wait. Demo files. Yeah, splash screens. Yeah, so the latest splash screen we have available is the 4.5 LTS. So it would be really cool if we could see, if we could get the file for this. I understand it might be a studio or something. Yeah, I don't know who Juan Hernandez is, but they did an amazing job on this splash screen. What's new? Recap. How long is this video? I think this is really long. Yeah, yeah. I'm not going to watch a 53-minute long video today. This is for the people who want to give like an absolute razor sharp overview, and so I think I'm just going to go through it a little bit more and test things and see how things hold up. Okay, first feature. Color me impressed. Wow, and it even has the animated gradient. This looks really cool. Blender 5.0 increases a completely new overhauled color management pipeline that natively supports wide gamut and HDR color spaces. Very nice. So we get Rec 2020 and you can export videos in HDR. That's amazing. Yeah, HDR video export. And we get HLG HDR. That is so good. That is amazing. Yeah, so I may or may not be working on a video about this. So I'm not going to cover this too much in this stream today because, yeah, if you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, you will get updated with this. So here we can see the difference. I can't really see the difference there, but it's probably... oh, there is a little bit, maybe. Yeah, it is. It is. I think my monitor isn't in the right mode, but I'm not going to change it now. I'm really happy about the Rec 2020. Yeah, you know what? I did try... if you go to the render properties... let me move up here. In the color management, so this new HDR feature, this thing, is about setting the display from here. You can see we have sRGB. If you set it to Rec 2100 HLG, and now you can see it says HDR display not supported. But if you are on Windows and you have an HDR display and you set it to HDR first, and I'm currently, I have a very nice OLED display. It's a very high peak brightness OLED display. I think it's 360 hertz or something crazy. That doesn't have anything to do with the peak brightness though, but I just like to mention that I have a 360 hertz monitor. And I tried it yesterday, and I tried to set this in the HDR and just have Windows in the HDR mode, and the actual viewport in Blender becomes HDR. And the gradients are super smooth and the highlights are just, it's amazing. Yeah, it's so extremely good. Yeah, I can't believe how good that is. Yeah. So I don't think this is necessary for everyone to try like right away, like the HDR thing. But if you want to try it, I'm gonna make a video about it on my YouTube channel very soon. So stay tuned for that. And there you will be able to see how this can be used. And I'm giving a very nice practical example where I'm filming an HDR screen with a camera and we can compare, and yeah. So make sure you stay tuned for that video if you want to see what all the hype is about. How hype is about. Okay. Aces. Blender 5.0, we have ACES 1.3 and 2.0. I don't use ACES. I think ACES is good for those who use it. I think one thing I want to say about ACES is that the more I learn about color, by the way, I'm about to say a hot take about color theory and color science. The more I learn about color, the more I realize that there is technology, there is like science at the bottom of color, but it's like stacked. There's a lot of opinions on top of the science when it comes to color. I feel like color is such an opinionated field. So in essence, ACES is to a certain degree a different opinion than if you're comparing it to working in, for example here, if you set this to HLD HDR, Rec 2100, here you can see you can choose between AGX HDR 1000 nits, or you can choose between ACES HDR 1000 nits. So this is basically like opinions. Nothing is right or wrong here. It's just that if you like one thing, then you can like another thing. So it definitely has science in the bottom, but I would just let you know that there's no wrong color space to work in as long as you're comfortable. You know, that's the best one. And ACES is something a lot of people are comfortable with, so that's good for them. Yeah. So the bottom line is, the more I learn about color, the more I realize there are very few like hard rules that like you should do it like this and you should do it like this. Yeah. Can you change the webcam position? Yeah, I can be up here. More color. Oh, okay, this one. Yeah, this is one we want to try. Sky is not the limit. The sky texture node. It now supports multiple scattering. Yeah, so let's try this. This is probably in the world tab here. I want to delete everything and make a plane, and then I want to make sky texture. There we go. Look at that. What exactly? Okay, so we have yeah, so this was the old one, wasn't it? Yeah, this was the old one. This is the new one. It's very different. Perhaps we can try and add a monkey. I've always found the sky texture node to be super bright, but I think it's because I'm working so much with like white texture. Okay, so now this is like the basic scene I always try to do with this light, so let's try and just see how this works. So we have the sun elevation. Let's try and lower that. Oh, nice. Where's the sun disk? Oh, I lowered it too much. Yeah, there's the disk. Okay, so we could lower the exposure if we wanted to. Okay. Let me compare it to the old one. Yeah, so the old one gets way too warm. This feels more realistic, yeah. And I mean, this is without any clouds or mountains or anything. I think this is an upgrade. And also one thing I think is very important when it comes to this this sun that we have here is that I think yeah, let's get this down so we're not getting ahead of ourselves here. I think the bloom glare node, look at that. That is so important to have when you have this sun. If you want this sun disk to be like, right now it's super visible, but if you just add a little bit of glare, look at that. Now you have this much more realistic sun here in the viewport. I think that's very important to do, because the sun is never like, unless you're looking at it through the clouds. Just based on vibes, I think it looks really good. Yeah, I agree. The vibes are good. I like it. Let's see if there's something, altitude maybe. What does that do? Okay, yeah, it makes it A little bit more hazy, I guess. Can we make it minus? No, that would be funny. Yeah, it does make it... Perhaps we can make it like water. Okay, so here we are at the... Oh, yes. Now let's compare this to the old one. Yeah, I think there's something wrong with the hair on the old one. But the new one... Yep. They have been cooking on this. I like it. This is an upgrade for sure. What do you think about Blender 5.0? That is what I'm trying to find out. I'm going through the features and I'm seeing what is what's the big upgrades. Okay, yeah. So the sky texture definitely worth the hype. I like it. The new sky model. Yeah, here's a great example. Oh, look at that. I feel like I could be able to tell what's the new one. There seems to be more like a colder mid-tone at least. I like it. Night and day. Create a sunset scene instantly by emulating one parameter. Yeah, that's the one I... Wait. Why is the sun elevation at the top there? Okay, they must have changed it after recording that. Yeah, let me increase this again. It's too bright. Here, maybe? Yeah, that is a very cool vibe. Sun disk checkbox. Yeah, it loses its warmth if we take it away. Sun rotation. What? Oh, I thought the sun would be like this, but of course it's going around. Huh. Yeah. This... Oh, you can be very artistic as well. Yeah, you can probably make like other planets if you change up the gases. I wonder if you could like find out what's the atmosphere on the different planets. And then like this is the moon, for example, if there's no atmosphere. I don't know. That could be cool if that works. Oh, the sun disk checkbox is why the... Yeah, because then you have the elevation at the top. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Animated sky texture node using a fisheye camera in cycles. I can't see that. Can I see it here? Is there something wrong with my browser? Nope. Yeah, it is something wrong with my browser. I can open it here. So this is the video. Ugh. Yeah, this was the video that I couldn't play. Yeah. Remove that ozone layer. Yeah. Okay, radial tiling. Is this a... it's a preset. Okay, let's try it. What we have on the ground here is maybe a texture we can use. What textures are good for this then? Maybe a brick texture. A brick. What was the preset? Tiling. Radial tiling. Okay, let's see if we can copy the settings here. Scale 2. Oh, this looks very different. Is this the same thing? I don't think this is the same thing. It's a problem. I'm probably doing something very dumb now, where I can't. How does this work? The slider, sides. That's a group. Okay. Group. Utilities. Vector. Radial tiling. Is this the wrong node? Have they made two nodes with the same... Oh, maybe subdivide? Wait, is it a geometry node? No, it's a cobblestone. Okay, so I need to have like a texture. I do have a texture. Hang on, if I go here. Wait, yeah, I need to find this texture here. I can, for example, do this one. Does this work if I paste this? Can I take this texture? Radial tiling. Can I? Nope. I preview the vector output. There doesn't seem to be anything in that. Oh, do I need to? Okay, now we're seeing something at least. Sides. Wait, we are seeing something. Now we're talking. Okay, so maybe we can take this in here then. And offset things. Okay, sweet. That looks awesome actually. And this is all by using like this texture. This is the only texture I'm using. That looks really cool. Maybe we can combine this with some emission. Add shader. Cramp. When I search for color ramp, I just like to type cramp. And then I can... There we go. I don't know what I'm hoping for here, but maybe we can use a... Perhaps now we can try this with the brick texture. And we can see. Oh yes, oh, that looks actually so much better. Nope. Look at this. Is there some way to... the sides, yeah. Okay, so if we make it... maybe 2 and then 4. I need to find the center here. Of course, this is -2 if that's 4. Oh, of course. Okay, sorry, I got a little bit distracted there, but now you can see we have these sides. That's actually phenomenal. It's a really cool texture. You can make some really artistic things with it. Probably some insane math going on here. What's the roundness? Wow! Oh my god! Someone has really been cooking here on the math. Look at that! Can you zoom in? It's just super. That is crazy. This is an insane thing. I might actually even use this. Sometimes there's a new feature and I try it once. I'm like, oh, cool. But this is really nice, especially if you have this roundness here. That's kind of very nice. That actually looks so cool. Okay, bump maps available for this. Well, I guess you could make a bump map. You could just... I don't understand what you mean. You could probably, instead of putting it into the diffuse, you could put it into the displacement. Like this. And you would get... Is that what you meant? I'm sorry if I misunderstood. Oops. Yeah, this gives it's a nice. That was very nice. Radial tiling. That's a thumbs up for me. Multi-resolution baking. Baking for meshes that use the multi-resolution modifier has been greatly improved for Blender 5.0. Adding support for baking vector displacement. What happens if I click this link? Say, okay, it's just a link to the... I don't think I know enough about multi-resolution baking that this is worth trying, because I would... The multi-res add-on, every time I see it applied to something, I'm a little bit confused, and and I just, yeah, I like it. The only... Wait, let me show you the last time I saw the... I can open up a new blend file. The last time I saw the multi-resolution thing is when I used this, which is the human mesh bundle. This is such an underrated asset. You should definitely try this. So if we go to blender.org, you should own it if you haven't, and then you go to download, excuse me, and then demo files, human base meshes. This is really cool. You download this, and then in Blender you go to preferences, and then under system, under file paths, you go to asset library and you click plus here, and you add a new asset library, and you find where you have saved it. And you just unzip. I think you need to unzip it first. I'm not sure. And then you get this human base mesh. And then if you delete this, now you can take this body male realistic, and you can click and drag it in here. And if you just do that, then you can't really interact with this. You can't go to edit mode. You can't really do anything. But if we, instead of doing that, you set the import setting, import method, I'm going to set it to append instead. And now if we click and drag it in, you can place it here. Now you can see we can enter edit mode, and we can edit this shape. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because we have the modifiers. This uses the multi-res modifier. And apparently this has been updated, where you can bake vector displacement. So I guess this is a good starting point if you want to try and see how this works. But yeah, this is an amazing model, by the way. Really high quality, and yeah, it also has these amazing... This one. This looks really cool. This is an amazing model, I think, especially if you start shading this. And I think these are Creative Commons 0, so you can use them in all your projects for anything, basically. Yeah, so I'm not going to be able to demonstrate the multi-resolution baking. I just wanted to quickly talk about where I saw multi-resolution as this last time. On and on and on. Shading nodes now support repeat zones, just like geometry nodes. Okay. Even support dynamic iteration count, but cycles is limited to a fixed number at the moment, with plans to improve in the future. Download this background blend file and try yourself. Okay, I will download this link from the internet. Let's see here. It's on my desktop. If I open this, will it open in Blender 5.0? Yes, it will. Okay. Mandelbrot grow animation. Mandelbrot is calculated using repeat node in the shader. The animation is done by increasing iterations over time. Creative Commons license, Creative Commons 0. Nice. Demo file by Jazud Boyonov, or Specular. Nice. Thank you very much for the demo file, Mr. Boyonov. Boyonov. That's a cool name. Okay, let's see here. Oh, an animated... That looks so cool. We need to look at this from here. Wow. If I zoom out here. Oh my god. That's a good camera placement. Kind of just... Wow, look at that. That might be the coolest thing I've seen in a while. That looks fantastic. That's so cool. I have never seen Mandelbrot look like this. Let's see here. So here we have the texture coordinate into a, like, what is this? A frame number. Repeat. So it repeats every frame. Some separate math nodes. Hats off to everyone who knows math like this. Shouldn't really add like this. Hats off to anyone who knows math. Length greater than mix, and then you have the repeat zone. So this is basically like the simulation zone that we have in geometry nodes. And then there's more math, and then here we can change the shader. Okay, so if I wanted to change the shader here, we could... Oh, does this work with volumetrics? Is that stupid to just instantly try something very unstable? We should try that. So let me see this. Okay, here it is. But is it 2D? Yeah, it's probably just 2D, right? Volume scatter. Are we in Eevee? Yeah, we are in... Oh, we're in Eevee. If you set it to cycles, does it work? It does work. No, it does not work because I'm not in cycles. It does work in cycles. Very grainy, but it does work. So that means we can try this with volumetrics. I have to try that. Volume scatter. Probably won't work. Let's see. So let's add a light. Oh, it is a light there. No. Let's have a look at this and let's add a light here. Okay. Nope. The volume is what I want to see. Now if I take our light and make it brighter. No, this is so dumb. It's a flat plane. I would have to make it deeper. It's probably very... Oh. Nope. I regret my decision. Let's try and make something in 2D instead. In Eevee. It's so cool that it's round at the beginning. And then it kind of... I think this is one of those things where if you add a cool camera movement to this and some sound design, this could look amazing. I want to try and I want to try and set this up, and I'm changing my mind. I want to go back to cycles, and let's add a diffuse shader. Mix shader. Now we're talking. And a glossy shader. There's another light there. Let's get rid of that. This is too strong. Okay, so there's something happening with the... Wait, where's all the light coming from? Oh, it's using the sky texture. Let's calm down with the sky texture for now. We don't need it. I only want... I basically want to use this to control like 2 textures. So let's say we have this. Yeah, I'm gonna make just a group here. Can't. What's the group command? Oops, I regret that. Bump. Oh, we have the bump. Ah, that's what. Ah, okay. So we can add a texture to this. This one. One more 0 maybe. Nope. 4. Okay, so now if we go here and see, I feel like there's both the shaders are in. I'm 45 minutes late to the stream. Well, that's a $45 donation to Blender Foundation. I think that I'm not an expert, but I think that's how it works. I'm not entirely sure. I read it somewhere that if you came 45 minutes late to stream, then it's not my rules. It's something I read in a book, a really old book, so I can't really find it right now, but it's true. Here we could I don't understand why this isn't can add this and just Okay, now we are where we want to be. Yeah, okay, we definitely want to invert these. Look at that. Now we have this beautiful pattern here, and we can probably make this. And I want to add some sort of noise to the glossy shader. No, I want to add it as a displacement. So big. So big. Well, it's 1000 and too much. Okay, now we're talking. Oh, some weird... that's not good. I think our plane is too big. Shouldn't have done that. 1. Okay. Yeah, now it might be working. Okay. Good stream, very chill. I'm getting some Blender work right now, so it feels like I'm in an office with other people. Yeah, that's the perfect vibe I'm going for. That's amazing. So if we can all like be working together in Blender, donating together to Blender, giving a little bit of a donation to Blender Foundation. If we can all do that together, I think that's good. And I also think that with this project file, which is Creative Commons 0, we can even work on the same project file. We can play around with the same project file. Let me know what's happening. I'm going back in time to watch from the start. Ah, okay, nice. Yeah, I will see you when you get back here, that random Blender guy, which should be in 55 minutes. So I will see you in 55 minutes. No, wait. I will never see you. You will always be 55 minutes behind. Okay. Looks like we lost one of the great ones. That random Blender guy. I donated $11. Please donate to Blender. Okay, let's see if we can see your donation on the Blender page here. Where is it? Donate. I think that opens something else. Here it is. Okay, let's see here. Maybe I was too late to see your $11 donation. Or maybe it didn't show up. Someone made a bronze membership. This is the page I should have up. The fun Blender activity. This is also in dark mode, which I think is better. Let's see here. Have we... Yeah, so to be clear, my goal is that at some point, November 22 will be higher than November 13th. That's our goal. That would be amazing if we can do that. And I think we're doing improvements, because the total earlier was like 5,008 and now it's 5,009. So this is good. It's very good. So let's keep looking at this file, because there was one thing I wanted to try. I wanted to kind of swirl this up a little bit. And then we might have to mask this. Multiply. I never understand how this works. Ugh. Math. Multiply. Will it work? No, it will not. Okay, so everything will have the bump map then. I should stick to making animations, and the idea was that what if we had this like texture that was on the ground already, and then it's kind of like this ink effect. But I think I'm having too much bump here, definitely. Where's the focus on the camera? Is that is no focus object? So I feel like this is an effect where you should have a focus object like this, empty sphere, and I'm going to call this focus. I should probably save this. Oh, it is saved. And if I set my camera to the focus, and we can make it even more shallow. Look at that. Now we can kind of follow this. So it starts over there and kind of whoosh. So now if we enable auto keying, we can just place it there. Hang on, can we lock the location? Let's see here. We only want to move it there. We want to lock this. Now we can have it here. And then there. What should we follow? Should we follow this? No, maybe we should follow this. Ah, yeah, we need to start over. Okay. There. There we go. Oh yeah, it's like a swirly circle. Look at that. Let's render an image. This is an amazing project file. I donated €5. I promised myself that I would ever get paid for something I did in Blender, I would donate. That's amazing that you donated to the Blender Foundation. The €5. Yeah, €5 for the quality time I spent learning software, good stuff. Yeah, it's donating to the Blender Foundation is going to be worth it. It's going to be the best donation this year, I think. That random Blender guy, I'm still in the past. How does that work? If you leave a comment now, does it show up here? That might be possible, yeah. So you do have access to the chat window and you are leaving a comment. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay, so that was we went on and on about this new feature where you can have this recursive thing. Iterations, yeah. That's awesome. Oh, there's another file. Yeah, I'm not gonna look at that, but that was... Yeah. More rendering. New bundle and closure nodes. What's that? Okay. Combine bundle set. Okay, so bundle nodes. Interesting. Added support for menu switch node. You should donate to Blender Foundation. Menu. I'm not sure if I haven't used the switches, so... Oh, faster Voronoi texture. I use Voronoi texture all the time. This probably makes that... Okay, so this probably makes... I don't know if this is true, but this might maybe make older Blender versions... if you have like a very specific Voronoi texture, maybe that will break. I don't know. I think it's good that Blender 5.0 has some breaking changes. If you go to semantic versioning... No, versioning. Here we go. Sorry for the blinding light. Here you can see you have a major patch version and minor and patch... No, major version, minor version, patch version. So, major version, when you make incompatible API changes, I think that's what's happening in Blender 5.0. So that's why it has the name 5.0. So instead of Blender 4.6. So it's a major version. I think so. And also Blender has committed to this roadmap where they have like these patches or updates quite often. Unbiasedly smooth. A new unbiased null scattering volume rendering algorithm is now the default. It removes blocky artifacts in overlapping volumes and eliminates the need for step size, max steps, and homogeneous volume settings. Okay, nice. This is actually something... Hang on. Let me just... How can I... There we go. I thought I I don't know why I changed. White roadmap, where can you check that? I don't think there's something you can check. I think there's something that Pablo has been mentioning in the streams. And also there was this thing a while back where they had like this new... There was this overview. Wait, Blender release schedule. Milestones? Is this the roadmap? Oh, Blender 6.0 for... I think this is what I've been talking about. Here. 5.1, where you can see these dates. 5.2 LTS. I think this is the closest we get to a roadmap for now, I think. But I'm not entirely sure. What was I gonna do? Yes, I was gonna show you this volumetric thing. So if we add a volumetric cube to this, volume scatter, make it really big so the sun gets cloudy. We may add an area light to this and make the area light. That looks amazing already. This is... I really like fog. Look at that. Ah. So if you have this thick fog, can I select the cube? Yeah, if you have this thick fog, and if we should turn off the world for a second. Here you have this thick fog, right, with this cube. We need to also make the background just flat here. There are some issues if you have fog. Yeah, here this is. Oh, this is so easy to see as well. Can you see it right here? This fog right there. So I'm actually going to take a screenshot just so we can compare this, because now I'm going to go to the volumes here and I'm going to enable biased. This is a new button. Now also I need to disable noise threshold. I should disable bias. Okay, so hang on, let me delete that screenshot. Okay, so if I take a screenshot here so we can compare, I'm taking a screenshot like this. Save directly. Now if I enable the biased and we wait for it to finish rendering, if I take a new screenshot. Oh, I did the wrong button. I should do shift screenshot so it takes the same size. Yeah, okay, so this, here you can see, this is a problem with Blender 5.0 because it's calculating noise in a new way, or it's like the faster something. I don't really know how it works. This was a big problem. I talked about this in a video on my second channel. This video. In this really long video, I really struggled with some noise. And I couldn't really figure out what it was. Do I even show it? I don't know. I don't know where it is. But I was really struggling with this. But the fix to this problem, if you have this noise here you can see here's the noise, here's the clean version. So this is a fix where if you just click this biased button. And it's supposed to be better without this. So this is what it's supposed to be, but seems to be like some interaction if you're having like a really sharp light like this. If you have a big soft light, it's no problem. But if you start focusing an area light like this, you get some insane noise here. Look at that. Looks super weird. If I take a screenshot again, and then we compare, here you can see. Here you can see. This is what it's looks like, but you can fix it by enabling the... Yeah. And you might be thinking that this is subtle. This is not subtle. If you do an animation, these will be randomly placed all the time. So this will be like a super noisy noise. The screenshot app is called Greenshot. This one. Yeah, it's already running. Sorry. I'm not sure if I can open it. Preferences? I don't really know how to open... Yeah, it's called Greenshot. Can you even download it anymore? Yeah, getgreenshot.org. It's an open source screenshot app, and it's really good because you can do shift screenshot and it will take the screenshot of the exact same region that you just did. Noisy noise, yeah. And also the image preview app I use, I get a question about this all the time. This one is very nice. It's called Nomax image lounge. This one. Nomax.org. That's the one. Very, very good image viewer. Yeah, so that is the unbiasedly smooth, the null-based scattering volume rendering algorithm is now the default. Yeah, so that means that the default should be better, it should be improved, but sometimes when you're like me, when you love using this area light and give it a low spread, then you need to go into the volumes and enable the biased again, like that. Did you hear that bird? There's a bird over there. Okay. Subsurface scattering. Blender 5.0 increases a more accurate random walk subsurface scattering algorithm with multiple bounces reducing darkening artifacts at the cost of some render time. Interesting. I think I know how we can test this. If I have a plane here, I'm going to subdivide it. Oh, that's too many. And then I'm gonna... what would be the best way to do this? Edge split. No, wait. I have a better idea. Yeah, here's a better idea. If I do this. Okay, that's good. That's what I wanted. So let's say you have a shape like this. And you have a light. Like this. Let's say you have this shape. And then you want to have these objects to be kind of like really close together like this. And you want to give this a subsurface scattering. Let's say like you have a lot of buildings in random height. If you were to use... where's the materials? There it is. If we were to add a subsurface scattering to this, we can even make it a little bit closer. Here, this looks amazing, but it used to look... I won't be able to demonstrate it because they fixed the problem. But no, they might not be intersecting enough. If we do this. Random walk. Yeah, so now you can see it's this uniform thing, which looks really good. If this was... hang on, is it that we should use this instead? Okay, so now we have some darkness there. Oh, I thought it was fixed. Reducing darkening artifacts. I thought it was fixed. This was supposed to like not be, because usually when I have this problem with subsurface scattering, I would use the Christensen-Burley instead of random walk, and it would just be fixed. But it seems like this artifact is still there in Blender 5.0. So I am in Blender 5.0, yeah. Huh. Can you underblade? Yeah, I can open Blender 4.5 and compare. If I save this, what I'm going to call it, who asked me to compare it, Yowobo6127. So if I append here, append the entire scene, should be able to see here. This, I should make a camera, so it's very easy to compare. Camera. Here's the 5.0 camera. I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so now this is the same, right? Yeah, so here's 5.0, here's 4.5. Now we could random walk, Christensen-Burley. Okay, so Christensen-Burley it looks good on both of them. But random walk, it does, you know, it is, let's render out an image in each. And let's compare these two. Okay, so this is random walk in Blender 4.5. I'm going to save this desktop. No, this is 5.0, random walk 5.0. And then this is random walk 4.5.png. So if we compare this, yeah, okay, this is, hang on. This is random walk 5.0, this is 4.5. So there is definitely, there is some artifact reduction. You hear the fan sound, no, you hear the cars passing by on the road. Because my window is open. Yeah, so this is Blender 4.5, this is 5.0, so it's a slight reduction. But if you're struggling with these dark artifacts, I generally just recommend that you use the Christensen Burley instead, because it absolutely removes everything. Look at how incredibly smooth that is. And if you were to apply this, you could separate by loose parts. Look at... Never mind. I think... Let's see here. Okay, the difference is bigger. Okay, nice. Oof, I'm not... Yeah. Okay, but I'm glad we got to figure that out. Okay, subsurface scattering, it is improved. Yeah, it is reduced. It's not removed, but it is reduced. The defeated, never mind. Yeah. Okay. Metallic thin film iridescence. The physically based iridescence effect caused by dielectric thin film is induced in Blender 4.2 is now supported by metals too. Awesome. I have never worked with iridescence. This is a cool effect, but I just haven't... I feel like I've seen it in real life a few times, but I haven't really tried to recreate it in Blender. Yeah. Subdivide and conquer. Adaptive subdivision is no longer an experimental feature. Nice. And always available in the subdivision surface modifier. Okay. It features a new object space option to set edge length in object space instead of pixel size. Nice. Is there some polyhaven textures? Is there some texture we can download here? Some rock? I don't know. Maybe this one, gray rocks. Let's download the... Oh, sorry, you probably can't see that. Let's download the displacement EXR. Okay. And then... Yeah, and then we can try this. So I'm just going to close both Blender versions because I never want to sit here in Blender 4.5 when it's a Blender 5.0 stream. Oh, I didn't mean to open that. Here's what I meant to open. There we go. Okay, so now in Blender, let's try... I'm going to import it as a mesh plane. Oh, there's one thing that is extremely unfortunate about mesh planes. And I don't think they've fixed it for Blender 5.0. So I'm going to import this gray rocks displacement, 4K. Let's say I want to import this as an emission plane. Okay, I'm ready. I'm pre-tilting here. I'm ready to get upset about this, even though if I haven't checked if they fixed this Blender 5.0, sorry. I'm about to import an EXRC image file, or it could be any image file. And then here you can see in the material, the shader. Do I want the shader to be principled, emission, no, principled, shadeless, or emission shader? Look at this, it says emission shader. Let's try this and let's see what shader we get, okay? Import images as planes. Let's open up here. Look at that! It's a principled shader. I don't want that, I want an emission shader. I'm very sad and upset and frustrated because every time I import an object like this, there's too much going on. Look at this. Can you imagine being a beginner in Blender and this is like the stuff you get when you just want a clean emission shader? Nope. I always make an emission shader just like this. And it's so much easier to look at because it has the strength and it has the color. It has the underlying brightness of each pixel and it has the color of each pixel. So I would very much like to see this being fixed. But yeah, we just got a big Blender version, so it's probably not going to be fixed anytime soon. However, one thing we did get fixed And we need to open Blender 4.5 again for this, because I need to show you what big problem this is. So you probably, if you've been following me, you know I've been talking about this before. Let's say you have this node and you want to swap this node. You want to just do a quick swap, right? Before you could use Shift S to switch type. Look at that. This operator is removed due to the changes of node menus. A native implementation of the function is expected in the future. We had this message for so long. And what was so stupid about this is that you could go to material properties, and look at this, you could change the surface here. If you change this to emission, it would actually remove all the other, I think I stand corrected. But it was a little bit annoying, okay? That's what I wanted, yeah. So you couldn't use this. It just said, hey, this doesn't work, we will fix it, basically, instead of just replicating whatever this feature did. So we finally have this now. In Blender 5.0, you can press Shift S and it will swap the node. So you can, for example, do the shader diffuse and it will swap. It disconnects this, but that's okay, we can connect that. So that is very cool, yeah. Okay, so now let's, we could actually have a diffuse shader here. We can, light area. And we can scale this up. Camera. Maybe we should download the diffuse as well for this EXR. You couldn't see that, but I just clicked the diffuse button and downloaded it. So now we can have a diffuse texture for this, which is this one. Okay. So what was the feature we were going to test? Was it this... Here, subdivide and conquer. Yeah, let's try that. Wow, it's actually getting really cold in here. I'm gonna close the window again because it's winter and it's difficult to predict the temperature. I'll be back in 10 seconds. You don't have Polyhaven add-on? No, I don't. I am... usually just downloading from a folder that I've already downloaded. So every time I download, I try to place it in the same folder, so I'm saving them some bandwidth. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. 10, yeah, you did the countdown, 10 seconds. Okay, so I wanted to see how this works. Height, displacement. Is this a stupid way to do it? It could be. Okay. So, it's been a long time since I did this. Displacement, settings, displacement only. Ah, yeah, I forgot to subdivide it. So we need to... Or is that what we shouldn't do? We should use the subdivision surface modifier, adaptive subdivision. Oh, it doesn't like that I'm using a custom. Okay, then I will go in here and I will wait. Is because it's clipping? Repeat. Okay, repeat. Ah, nice. Okay, so how does this work then? Set it to simple and increase the subdivision. Okay, simple, increase. Should I do a render? This is way too strong. I think that's the problem. Okay, so now if I do a render now. Wow! That looks great. I changed my mind on the... Let's do this. Awesome. We need to have more displacement. Okay, so now we can see the problem here with the mesh. 3. That's awesome, actually. That is like actual geometry. That's very nice. Yeah, I like that. Maybe we can... what happens if we add... I feel that's a really cool scene to add geometry to your scene if you already have something. Maybe we can try and change the object to maybe like a monkey, a rock monkey. What does that look like? Where's my light? There we go. Let's try a look at this. Nice! That looks kind of cool. It's like a apply scale. Okay, I'll try it. Apply scale. Doesn't seem to do anything. Let's try and see what happens if we were to add some other materials to this. Like a glossy... Wait, do we have to set it to shading smooth? In the... I'm not sure if it should be simple or... Oops. Should it be simple? It looks really cool. Looks like aluminum foil. Yeah, it does. It does a little bit. Now I'm going to do another one where I set it to Catmull Clark instead. See if that's a difference. I think the simple one is the correct one. Simple, yeah. Now what if we just make it glass? I think we can have the viewport pixel space pixel object. I don't understand what that does, but... Is that the thing that uses the... It features in the object space. This just allows object instancing to use minimal memory. Ah, yeah, I get it. Let's have a look at this video. Quick demo using a wireframe shader for a simple mesh plane. Yeah. I understand now. The pixel... so whatever the camera is seeing, it's basically being... Yeah, that's cool. It even works with it. That's a very clever thing. It's probably really nice if you're doing like something ultra heavy. Like landscape or something. But let's get back to this. I want to see if there's some ground. By the way, there's one thing I'm wondering about. You know when you make a new material, or when an object doesn't have a material, like this. Like this obviously has a material, right? Because we can see it like a diffuse shader. Does anyone know, is it possible to change this default material? Because I would very much like it to be a diffuse shader instead of a principled BSDF. Because if I click new here, it becomes a principled shader, which has a little bit of glossiness to it, which I don't want that. I want it to be pure diffuse with zero roughness. This is what I want. As you can see here, if I make a new material, if I call this what I want, and then I make a new one, and I just set this to principled. So this is nope. I'm going to call this nope. So if I change between nope and what I want, look at that. This is not the same. Here is nope. It has some highlight here. It has some what I want there. So yeah, okay. So that's not possible. I think before you add a material, it's already diffuse. No, it's not diffuse. It's change your startup file. I don't think that's going to change it, because this is like not a material slot. There's no material on it, but there's still like a material. So, I mean, if there is some setting in the system, or yeah, I just really wish it was possible to change the default no material in the preferences of Blender. That would be really nice if we could change that in Blender. Because it's sometimes I'm distracted by this. If you look down here, there's going to be like a little bit of a brighter highlight when I click this other material. Look at that. There. It's a little bit of a higher highlight there. That can sometimes be a little bit... I mean, this is such a not a problem if you really think about it. But just wanted to ask if anyone knows if... such a hater of the principle? I think I maybe am. I think I might be a hater of the principle node. Yeah. It's I think it's too much of a mouthful, and I think it's easier to understand the nodes if you're mixing them together with the mix shader, and it's probably old-fashioned. And I don't think I agree that the principle is the correct way to do things. Let's look at this glass. Oh, it's just so much detail that is. Yeah, I think we can make it like into the rock that it's supposed to be. Wait, did we set it to only displacement? It should be displacement and bump, don't you think? No, maybe not. I wish the displacement was stronger than the bump. It looks kind of cool. Yeah, let's set it to only displacement. I don't think I really used the feature. It's a rock. If you make it... Yeah, that's a rocky monkey. Nice. Okay, sweet. It works. You didn't download the bump map. There's not going to be a bump, right? Oh, I downloaded the displacement texture. But you can also use... You can use basically whatever texture you want for the bump map, I think. Download. Here you can see it's AO rough diffuse displacement. I downloaded the displacement. And then you have some normal stuff. I just... You know what? I've never used normals. Or I've tried it. But every single time I use a normal map, I can get a better result with using, for example, a diffuse or albedo texture, and then run it into like the displacement node like this. I have never been impressed by a normal texture. That's yeah. So I think it's amazing that people can use normals, but I always use displacement instead. I think it's more powerful. And then when I say displacement, I mean the bump basically. This is basically how I'm solving all my geometry imperfections if I need that. Yeah, normal textures are the go-to for video games. I understand that. So I think since I've never made a video game, and since I have never had to optimize any of my work for video games, I can basically do whatever I want, and I end up making a displacement shaders instead. Okay, let's go back to... Wait, hang on. Someone asked, what's the goal? The goal is to, first of all, give back to Blender. Download to Blender. We can see how far we got. Oh, 6,006. That's good. If we can get up to 10,000, that's the goal. So let's see if there are some juicy ones here. And renewing their memberships. That's good. Oh, CG Boost. Nice. Platinum membership. Crazy. That's good. Shout out to CG Boost. Okay, where were we? Here? Yeah, we're here. Okay, so subdivide and conquer. That's the subdivision. Linear 3D curves. It's probably too mathematical for me to... Portal depth light pass. I haven't really tried Oh, render time pass. I want to try that. Yeah, I want to try that. Let's do a... wait, is the hair white? Data. Where is it? Denoising sample count. Where's the render pass? Render. You got a platinum Prem membership? I do not have a platinum membership, no. Other. Oh, render time. Ah, it's only for CPU render devices. That is 100% a deal breaker for me. I'm never rendering with CPU. I could try it, but I just know I will. No, I cannot try it because I'm streaming with the CPU. So unfortunately, we won't be able to see that today because everything will be lagging. So maybe in the future, if we get an update to do the GPU render time, that would be cool. Yeah. So we won't be able to test this today, unfortunately. Better optics denoiser quality. That's always welcome. I think some of these are too... Oh, default cycles material now matches Eevee. Oh, change default material to match Blender and Eevee. Use principal BSDF instead of diffuse BSDF. This is exactly the thing I wanted to be able to control. Oh, it would be very... Is it here? You should make a comment if you want to make a suggestion that this should be possible to change in the preferences, like the default material. I don't know. It adds some specularity when an object does not have a material assigned. This is exactly what I talked about, like very recently, like a few minutes ago. This is exactly what I would very much prefer if we could change, because I prefer the diffused material. Here we go. Get back to Blender. Yes, you should do this. Here's a quick, if you have a job and you have work somewhere that uses Blender, remember Blender is more than just a 3D software. You can use it for just general 3D animation, 2D animation, sculpting, storyboarding, visual effects, video editing, and a bunch of other stuff. If you go in here, you have VFX, compositing, tracking, all kinds of stuff. So if your company does any of these things, you can ask your boss, can we do a corporate membership for Blender? You don't even need to be like publicly on the website. You can also just donate, like let's say you do a monthly diamond member for your company. That's honestly a negligible expense for most companies, I think. And also it might be tax deductible in your country. So ask your boss if they can give a Blender donation. And also you should donate yourself if you're using this even for a hobby project. Hey Polyfjord, off-topic question, but do you have ever worked with 3D here in Norway? Yes, I have, like as a profession. Yeah, I have had a freelance company. I currently do have a company, and I do some freelance sometimes. I did work a lot of freelance when I was taking my bachelor's degree in film and TV, because I had more of an expensive lifestyle then, so I needed more money, so I made a lot of more animations for companies and stuff like that. But these days I don't do that much. These days I'm making a lot less money actually, because I don't know why. I haven't really thought about it, but I think I don't have that big expense as I did. And also I have very powerful computers now that I don't really have had need to upgrade. So I'm a very cheap person. So yeah, I don't really need that much money. So that's probably why you're not seeing me making too much content these days, because I probably should make more, because this answer got way more existential than it needed to be. I did do some freelance, yes. And I did make some did I do anything fun? I did an animation for Nike. They were launching a new shoe for something, and that was really fun actually. had a lot of fun working for them. This is crazy, but I'm sure. I can probably tell this. It's been a while. I did this thing for Nike, and I got invited to this storage thing. There was this. They used this service where you could have like the same storage, like a cloud storage service, basically. I'm not going to say the name of it just in case this is secret, but it's not secret. What's so cool is that I just, for fun of it, I saw what other people had access to that folder that I had access to, where I was going to deliver the 3D animations. And in that folder, I just searched for the names, and like the first 10 names I searched for, each of them had their own Wikipedia article. So this was like super high ups in Nike, and I was just making animations for them. Very, very cool experience. Yeah. It's Me the Gamer asks, is it live? Yes, it's live. So that was that was a story of when I realized I'm working with stuff way over my head. Yeah. EV, let's keep going on this list of what's new in Blender 5.0. EV Quick Start. Materials now compile much faster across all backends. This means a faster startup and overall experience. Configurations using NVIDIA and Vulkan backends are up to 4 times faster. Nice. Better matte caps, no cap. Blender 5.0 free features new. Wow, but it's a really big difference if I'm talking like this or like this. Can you hear that? Now my hand is in front of the microphone, and weird how that works. Better matte caps. I haven't tried the new matte caps in Blender 5.0. Maybe I should try them. Are they here? Matte cap. This might be one of those things that if you are working a lot with matte caps, you can tell the difference. I'm not using matte caps enough, I think. Oh, this one feels new. This one feels improved. When I'm using matte cap, I think I'm using this the most for sculpting. I don't do that much sculpting, but yeah, better matte caps. Also, I think regarding freelance, I should know. Wait, Instagram, my old Instagram account, which is this one. Can I even look at this without being logged into Instagram? I don't know. This is my old Instagram account. Lotsalute. I need to log in. But there is this animation I did, or I did some animation. I did some freelance for Imagine Dragons for their live concert visuals, which was really cool. I really enjoyed doing that. That was a lot of fun. And then they were coming to Norway and to perform that song, but unfortunately they removed it from their playlist like the day before or something. So, or a few weeks before. I don't know. I just need to answer this. My off-topic question: did you hate the last season of Game of Thrones? I don't think I hated it. I think the one thing that upset me a little bit about Game of Thrones, I can move myself down here. One thing that upset me a little bit with the last season of Game of Thrones is how dark it was, visually on the screen. Because it annoys me a little bit that there's a lack of understanding of what equipment are people watching this, how are people consuming your show. And you have all these people that are working with color grading, and all the directors, they're sitting there in these very comfortable chairs in dark grading suites, and they're looking at like the beard of the characters in Game of Thrones, like, oh yeah, I like the shading of that, we'll make it a little bit darker, yeah, and then we want the flames to look like this, yeah, I'll make it a little bit darker. And they're just making everything so dark, and they don't realize that they're looking at this in optimal viewing conditions. Probably 0.1% or lower than that is watching Game of Thrones and even remotely close to that situation. So it's just so unfortunate that people that are making stuff that will be consumed by hundreds of thousands, maybe hundreds of millions of people, they're delusional. They think that they can make things look really dark on the screen. But when it shouldn't, they should increase the brightness. I think they fixed it now in post. I don't know. yeah, most consumers don't have optimal viewing conditions, so I don't know. There's a lot to say about TV manufacturing and that whole system as well, but I don't know. But what I think about the Game of Thrones last season, I think it was a little bit rushed. Maybe it's like in the earlier seasons, you get like in one episode they're like moving across one city basically, but in the later seasons, like in the later episodes in the final season, they're like 2 weeks of travel just goes by like this, which makes the world shrink a little bit. And I think that maybe it could have been better for like a wrap-up episode or something like that. Yeah. What do you think about HDR in Blender 5.0? That may be my next video on YouTube. So if you want to know my opinion on HDR in Blender version 5.0, you should subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is the one I'm streaming on right now. Because my next video, my next video will be about my new favorite feature in Blender 5.0, which may or may not be HDR. Okay, more Eevee. Added support for material, world, and samples, view layer overrides, up to 3 times faster overlays for mesh instances. I don't use Eevee enough to appreciate this, I think. Refactor curves, drawing, and rendering. I've seen the people having huge render time improvements with this, that's good. Improved depth aware operations. I don't understand what that means. Yeah, I'm not gonna... Sorry, I won't be able to figure this out. Image texture node supports 32-bit HDR. I thought it already did. Oh, wait, this is Eevee. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't comment on Eevee stuff because I use it so little that it wouldn't be... His monitor doesn't support HDR, but it's 360 Hz. Well, that's incorrect. It does support HDR. It's just I haven't set it to HDR right now. So this monitor is the LG OLED something 2024, I think. Oh, I wish I had the number. No, LG. It's MSI. Yeah, it's an MSI OLED. I think it's a W OLED. It's a 1440p, 360 Hz. It could be 1000 nit peak brightness. I'm not entirely sure. It's very bright. Okay, free to play. New demo files, updated assets bundles by the community. The human base meshes asset bundle have been updated with a new fully realistic skeleton asset. Yes, this is amazing. So the place you find this is if you go to blender.org, and remember to download if you haven't. You go to download, and then you can see you have here demo files. Human base meshes version 1.4. I think I just explained this. But yeah, you... oh, welcome to Eevee HD Remember. Nice. G. Ayad, hello. Thank you so much. Okay, so if we go here to the... It's Shift F1, but what's the... Yeah, asset browser. And then you go to human base meshes. And then here you have this amazing thing. Let's try and import the skeleton and see. And I can recommend that you set this to append. You can probably change this in the settings, but yeah, I'm going to set this to append so we can actually do something with it. Now let's take the skeleton here and let's have a look at this. Oh, nice. That looks good. I like it. It's crazy. This is probably like super anatomically correct. Anatomically. It's really... Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, that nose looks super freaky. Huh. Yeah, so that's the new skeleton. This is cool. I think you could probably do some fun rigid body simulations with this. Is it parent? Oh, it has proper parenting as well. What's the... Okay. Huh. You could probably connect this to a mocap suit or something. Nice. Yeah, that's the new skeleton. What nose? Skeleton don't have noses. Yeah, true. What are you doing? I am going through the latest features in Blender 5.0. Blender 5.0 was released on Tuesday, I think. And I'm going through the features to see. Hey, Jord. Okay, just to make things clear, I will read your message, Mr. G. Ayad. But my username, the reason why my username is Polyfjord. The reason why my username is Polyfjord, like this. Oh, let me zoom in here. It's because a fjord, it's two words, poly and fjord. Poly, because of polygons, and a fjord, it's like an inlet. If you go to images.google.com and you search for fjord, look at this. It's like this part of the ocean, or the part of the... yeah, this is basically what Norway looks like. So you have these fjords. This is like a part of the ocean. If you go to Google Maps, maps.google, I'm not going to use too much time on this. Maps.google.com, you zoom out. Where did it start there? Yeah, you zoom out. Here you can see. Look at that. You have these parts of the... Here's a fjord, yeah. Look at this. You have these. This is a fjord. So it can... Yeah. So, because I think I explained this in my Q&A video. So the reason why when people are calling me Jord, I'm like, that's the wrong... I mean, you can call me that. I don't mind it, but yeah. Okay, so I will read your message now. Hey, Jord. Hello. Just want to ask about keyframes insertion tab when you want to do them manually instead of K of shortcut. A hotkey suggestion. Interesting. I mean, I always use tab to go to edit mode, but tab is a really good... I've heard about people that just never use caps lock, and then they have mapped caps lock to be just not caps lock anymore, so other software can use it, like F13 or something like that. So I guess... I think I would rather use caps lock for keyframes, actually. Or maybe caps lock could be used for edit mode, because it is a toggle. And then tab could be used for keyframes, but I use tab all the time for edit mode. So... Yeah, but I know I have the quick trigger pie menu, so now I can just do the insert keys here. Like this. Which is the add-on I made a few weeks ago, months ago. Yeah, okay, anyways, these are the free-to-play assets, public domain, they are amazing. Fjord is the most Norwegian thing. Sweden has IKEA, Denmark has Lego, Norway has fjords. Yeah. Norway also has a lot of lakes. There's this thing where people called Finland. Wait, didn't I have Google Maps here? Yeah, people talk about Finland as if there's this... I don't know why is it called this, but in Norwegian we say Finland, oh, it's the land of the 1,000 lakes or something like that. But I think Norway has a lot more lakes than Finland. If you depending on what the size of the lake is. I might also be completely wrong about this. So I don't want to take away from Finland that they have a lot of lakes, because they probably do. I've never been to Finland. Let's see here. Can we find a lake? Okay, there's actually a lot of lakes. There might be more lakes in Finland than in Norway. Maybe this is something we can ask someone that knows a lot about it. But I'm not going to do that. It's not that important. It's a little bit important. I will definitely Google it when the stream is over, just so I know it in my own brain. But yeah. Okay, yes, so we experienced this, or we tried this. I think this one is my favorite, this head here. It's a really fun head to play around with. I think maybe if you look at it from the side, it's very like, what? So long there. So I have sometimes done this, where I've just made it a little bit like calm down there, you know, because it's, I don't know how a head is supposed to look like from this side, but it's just, oh wow, okay, that is definitely not the... I think they knew what they're doing. The people that made this, they definitely knew what they're doing. I just wanted to... Yeah, we can't have it like that. Okay, anyways, this one is actually really fun to light. You should try and light this, because there's so much fun, especially if you have like a material on it, like a glossy shader. it's actually so much fun to light this. So this is a really fun thing to light if you want to do like a late. Oh, okay, we got the facts here on the lake situation in Norway and Finland. Norway, 450,000 lakes. Finland, 887,888 lakes. So someone counted it. Yes, Norway wins. So, yeah, so I don't know why people are saying that Finland is like the land of 1,000 lakes, when if it's true that Norway has almost 3 times the lakes. 10,000 öar och skär. 10,000 islands and lakes. Where do you get these models from again? These are from Blender download demo files. Human base meshes version 1.4. Creative Commons 0. So you can use it for literally whatever you want. I think technically you could sell them to someone, but that's unethical. Don't do that. But you can use these in your commercial projects. Yeah. Okay, nice. We are ready to look at the compositor. This is land of 1,000 lakes, my ass. Yeah. Okay. This is a good feature. Compositor. This is a big feature for Blender. Yeah, it's good that we have this model now, because now we can do some fun things in the compositor. Let's try and just get something going here. Maybe like it a little bit warmer. And then I can pop up here instead. Okay. And also, do you want the chat to be visible when I'm here like this? I don't know. Mix shader. Diffuse shader. I want to save this blend file just in case we're getting crazy. So I'm going to call this Norway has more lakes than Finland. Hang on, we need to see with parentheses, no offense. Is that with an S or a C? Yeah. Norway has more lakes than Finland, parentheses, no offense, .blend. That will be the name of this project file. So now what we have to do, we have to really crank out the compositor here. Compositor, we have these new features. Can I zoom in here? No, you have to look at it. Here we have this amazing, this is such a step in the right direction. This is my, I think this is my favorite feature for Blender in quite a while, except for the one that I will be talking about in my next video. But this is so amazing. So if we enable the compositor here, compositor always, and we click new, render layers, and then you can take, for example, the chromatic aberration. It's like a node group preset where you can crank this in here, and then you can plug it in the middle there. Look at that. Now we have chromatic aberration. However, now that I just did this, add node group, I really wish you could connect it to the line. You see, when I click and drag it, this is a UI thing, and it's probably just super like nitpicky, but when I click and drag the chromatic aberration, it's just this text that says add node group. And then if I let go, and then if I start moving this is what I would like it to say. I would like it to say chromatic aberration, and then I can like plug it in there. Do you understand? It would actually be really cool if you could get that. Yeah, so I think this is such an amazing alternative to making nodes and figuring stuff out. This is definitely what I would like to see in, for example, geometry nodes. Is this possible to do in geometry nodes where you have some sort of preset where you can drag things in and make stuff? Because nodes, I have a hot take about nodes. Nodes is a back-end solution to a problem. Nodes is just programming with extra steps, or probably fewer steps, but it's definitely something that is difficult for beginners to do. So the fact that we now have these super visible icons that shows us what we can do, and you can just smack this in there, very nice. So this is definitely a step in the right direction. I love this. Yeah. There are actually more lakes in India. How many lakes are there in India? I feel like we need to know. There are 450,000 lakes in Norway, and Norway 300,000 square kilometers, India 3 million square kilometers. So that means that whatever amount of lakes India has, we need to divide it by 10, right? 15,000 lakes in India. False information. Why are we talking about lakes? we're talking about lakes because I was upset about Finland having this brand that they're like the land of 1,000 lakes when Norway has more lakes than Finland. And then I got super insecure and I thought, wait, is that even correct? And then someone in the chat confirmed that Norway has 450,000 lakes and Finland has like, what was it, 180,000 or something? Or 100? Yeah. 15,000 legs in India. Yeah, that's correct. It's actually just 15,000 legs in India. It's crazy. Legs, not lakes. As far as I'm concerned, every lake in the world is in Norway. And anyone who says anything else is lying. I will not correct you on that. Okay. Let's look at this. What would be the next step for this amazing new feature that we have here with these presets? So we have chromatic aberration, we have sensor noise. Let's try the sensor noise. This will not be possible to show on the stream, so I should probably just not bother with it. And then you have the vignette, sepia, split toning, tune image, unsharp mask. This unsharp mask, this one is so cool. I love that this works with HDR, like with super bright pixels, not necessarily HDR, but like really bright images. Because usually if you wanted to make something sharper in Blender, like let's say if you try to add the filter here, filter sharpen, like you're getting nowhere with this. It just looks super weird and not very impressive. But this unsharp mask, this is really good. I understand it's not the same thing because this is like this very comprehensive node group. But yeah, this is fantastic, the unsharp mask. And then we have the tune image. What's that? Oh yeah, this one. Color boost. Yes, the tune image is amazing. Can we set this to minus? Oh, -1. Huh. What is the use case for unsharp mask? It's basically a sharpening mask that is maybe better for like overall stuff. I don't know. It's a little bit strong by default, but if you lower it, it can be very helpful if you're making like a thumbnail image or some image that will be small and you need to do some sharpening and just make things a little bit more better. I'm lacking the words to explain this good, I think. Canada is in fact just a lake in Norway. It could be true. Could be true. Norway is beautiful, no offense. I'm not offended. Okay. One thing I wanted to talk about regarding this one, chromatic aberration. And I'm going to give it a little bit of critique because it's a very good step in the right direction that we have these presets, but the chromatic aberration preset is a little bit confusing to me. Because if we make this very extreme, if you set it to 1, you can see that the scale factor, it does something very simple. It just scales the red, green, and blue channels like this, right? That's good. This is a cool stylistic effect. And then if you do the offset, you are changing the position of them. So you're like moving them across like this. That's okay. You can do vertical, horizontal. You can probably do both if you chain them. I don't know. Then you have the directional blur. Now this one is a better one. It looks smoother than the scale, and this is probably the most powerful one because you can give it like different strength in vertical and horizontal, which may often be the case with real chromatic aberration. Might be a little bit too extreme then. No, yeah, I think this is the one I like the best, maybe. And then we have the lens dispersion. This is the equivalent of using the lens distortion node and giving it some dispersion here. I think it looks really similar, doesn't it? Yeah. But one thing that all of these have in common is that it seems like they are distorting the colors uniformly. So regardless of the pixel brightness, all the colors here are being like the red channel, the green channel, the blue channel, everything is just like being squished out like uniformly. It's very difficult to explain. But real chromatic aberration, like in a camera, that happens mostly because of how bright something is. So if something is much brighter, let's say if this scene here, let's say if we had a sphere that was really small, like this, and it had a subdivision surface modifier, it was quite small, and very bright, like this. You have this dot here. And then maybe you have this dot here. You have 2 dots like this. These should have a lot more chromatic aberration than the rest of the scene, because they are brighter. So if you wanted to make like this old vintage camera look with real chromatic aberration, you would really struggle using any of these presets here, because real chromatic aberration, it comes from lenses. There are so many different types of chromatic aberration, but very often it comes from lenses that are enabled to give the same amount of, I guess, dispersion or red, green, and blue offset for how bright it is. Tap into the lens sim add-on. Yeah, there are probably add-ons that are doing exactly the thing I'm describing. But the reason why I'm so picky about this and I'm having so high standards for Blender is because since we now have this chromatic aberration, simulates color fringing caused by lens chromatic aberration. Yeah, I think it would be a much more accurate simulation if you could have one preset that was based on the brightness of the pixel. So it would do chromatic aberration based on how bright the underlying pixel was. That would be a slider you could really crank up and you would get some very, very organic results, I think. Yeah. Okay, and then we have sensor noise. I talked about this. We won't be able to show this. Chromatic. Yeah, there was another one. Wasn't it film or something? Wait, camera and lens effects. Creative. Wasn't there one with like a film grain? Or was that only in the release candidate? Image. Can someone confirm this? Was there a version of these presets where you could have like a film grain something? But it was a little bit unstable or something. I tried to really tweak it in the... Hang on, I think I have Blender 5.0 release candidate. No. If I open this over here, so only I can see it. I can sneak in my secret folders here. Downloads, 5.0 release candidate. So I can see... Here we go. No, wait. Let's try the beta version. That could be it. Blender.exe. I hope I'm not making something stupid now by opening a beta version of Blender. Okay, Blender 5.0 beta. Wait, how is the... Yeah, okay, this... Yeah, it is! Here, there's a new one. There's another one called Film Grain. So this was only in the beta version. And the reason I wanted to talk about it is because I was prepared to hate on it a little bit. Because it is a little bit... yeah, I'm not going to hate on this, but I just wanted to show you some of the issues with it. This is really bad. I shouldn't be doing this. Going and finding beta versions of Blender and looking at undeveloped features or unfinished features and giving them hate for it. I don't want to do that. Let's just together examine what are some challenges with film grain emulation. That's a better way to approach this. I'm not gonna hate on this. Yeah. So here we have film grain and we also have sensor noise. So there are 2 different ones. And what I tried is that if you keep increasing the grain size here, it just doesn't really work. And yeah, once again, this is just so dumb. I don't mean to hate on this. I just wanted to highlight what I was struggling with creating with this. Yeah, this is very much an unfinished product, so I'm not gonna. Yeah, let's not talk about this anymore. I regret even making a point out of this. It was there is film grain in a normal 5.0 too. It is. I can't see it anywhere. There's sensor noise, but I think the sensor noise is designed for digital. Anyways, what I think is a little bit... I wish that the sensor noise, that you could change the scaling of this. Because that's something I really liked in this film grain. If I make it a little bit brighter here. It's like, now I'm in the Blender 5.0 beta. I'm in the beta version now. And you have this grain size, which has a lot of potential. I really like when you can change the grain size. You can do it in DaVinci Resolve Studio. Or maybe the regular version of DaVinci Resolve as well. I just really like when you can do that. Oh, maybe it's in the video editor? It is? Okay, let me close Blender 5.0 beta. I don't want to be confused. And also, if I open Blender, let me just see if it opened the correct version. Or if it opens the beta version. Oh, it's the correct version. Okay, let's try... yeah, let's try... I need to take a screenshot so we have just something we can import. Say directly. So now... YouTube compression doing film grain dirty. Yes, that's true. Let's try this now. Okay, so here we have this. Was there a modifier? Nope. Here. Film grain modifier or something? No. Okay, so there's no film grain in the video editor, right? No. Could you not change it by opening the node group? Yes, you could. You could. I think I would prefer to build it up from the bottom then, because it doesn't take that long to build like some film grain in the compositor. Actually, I think I've done it before on stream. If someone can find that I think I did it. Could do it again though in Blender 5.0 at some point. Okay, I think we're spending too much time on this, but this is a very, very important feature. Very good. Yeah, so you can just plug it in there. Here you can see what they're doing in the demonstration video. They're plugging it in and then releasing it, and then you have to connect it again. It would be so cool if we could just click and drag and you have the node in your hand. Like it looks like this when you're dragging it out. That would be amazing. So you can just click and drag it, and then you can, because then you can really quickly start to like chain effects like this. That would be really cool. But maybe that is a future implementation of this feature. Because I think if you can get like a good user experience for adding node groups, that would also affect geometry nodes and stuff like that. Would be good for Blender, I think. Yeah, and also my comment on chromatic aberration. I don't know if any developer is watching this stream, but it would be so cool if it can make it brighter based on how, or make it more intense based on how bright the pixel is. I don't think it's doing it right now. With the directional blur, for example, it's just like a uniform. Yeah, I think I'm being too negative. It's amazing that we have chromatic aberration with so many options in Blender now. Yeah, so I think I should just calm down. Okay, more compositor. Wow. Okay, fog glow. Let's have a look at fog glow, because this is unironically really nice. Fog glow feels really good now. I've actually started using the bloom more, but the fog glow feels very very nice, especially if you have something really, really bright. Let's take this. Yeah, this might not work in the YouTube video because of banding, but there's a really nice gradient here. That looks very good. And we are in the AGX view transform. Yeah, this looks fantastic. Look at that. That is... You can even set the threshold to 0 and just... That's a good... Oops. I really like fog glow. I think it's my favorite glow, but bloom is also good often. Bloom... Wow, bloom is actually very good. I think I almost like bloom a little bit better there. Yeah, this is probably not worth talking about because you can't really see it. To learn more about shadows and lighting better, what type of objects in terms of shape would you recommend working on? I think I really like to light shapes that have like a lot of crevices. Like for example, wait, where's the I have a thumbnail of it that I think is cool. This one, this Mixamo Y-bot, as you can see here. You can take a screenshot. This one. I've been taking a lot of screenshots this stream. Oh, that's very low resolution. But this is a very good... I think this is a very cool figure or shape to exercise lighting with. Because you have these very interesting crevices. And you have these, there's something very interesting happening below the neck, for example. This is my favorite character to light because there's so much cool stuff going on. And there's also possibility to use Mixamo to make it move because it's like the default Mixamo character. So when you have set up the lighting to look good for the static character, it looks very cool to make it come to life. So yeah, that's something I can recommend lighting. Have you looked at the new sky texture yet? Yes, I did. I'm not sure when, but I did look at that. Can I see if I look at the thumbnail here? Let's see. Yeah, I think at the... Okay, so 1 hour and 40 minutes ago. When was that? 2 for... I can't really do the math, but we've been streaming for 2 hours and 14 minutes. So that's 2 hours, 14 minutes. 1 hour and 14 minutes. And then 30 minutes back. Maybe 20 minutes into the stream. I don't know. This is probably okay. This is one of the first things. Yeah, you will find it. Any games played today? Any game plans today? I don't know if I can even game on this channel anymore. I did it in one live stream and so many people just unsubscribed. I think I should make like a dedicated channel if I want to game, or maybe I should game on Twitch or something. I don't know. I don't think the majority of the followers of this channel wants to see gaming content. And I can respect that. I'm very in a different mood if I'm gaming. So if I get a Blender recommendation and a gaming recommendation, and I'm in a Blender space, I'm not clicking the gaming video. Yeah, but I don't know who asked for this lighting trick, but I can... Bloom is a lot more performant, I think, too. Yeah, okay. Dedicated game channel, I don't know. It would consume my life, I think. Which would be okay. Gaming is fun, but yeah. Okay. We are here. More compositor. Yeah, the fog glow, that's nice. Some really nice quality of life things here. Industry ready. VFX platform. This is good, I think. Oh, grease pencil motion blur. That's nice. The number of motion blur steps can be adjusted for better quality. That's good. Maybe, do I have the chat so I can have it? Let me see if I can copy you over here. There we go. I feel like that could be fun. There. Do you use grease pencil? I use it sometimes. I think my favorite grease pencil feature, I'm going to show it to you actually. So if I'm making a, let's do a 2D animation. No, now it's been warning, this will be very bright now. So yeah, I will make it dark. So I may have to move this down there. So my favorite grease pencil feature is if I have something white I can draw. There we go. So if I'm drawing, let's say I'm drawing this. G clef. 1. Oh, I always forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 5? I always forget this. That I should know that. Let's say you have drawn something, and then if you go to the modifier properties, I have to hide the chat now. If you go to the modifier properties, you can add a modifier. Generate. No, I'm just going to search for it. It's a build modifier. And now if you play on the timeline, you can see that what you drew is going like this. And what's so cool about that is that if you set the mode, timing, if you set it to natural drawing speed, it should do it in the amount of time you spent drawing. Look at that. This is how I drew it. That's so cool. It's such a powerful feature. And that means that, let's say you're doing a screen recording of something that you drew, then you're limited to that screen recording. But if you go in here and you go to edit mode, for example, and you set this to second select mode point, you can start selecting these individual points in your drawing. Oops. Ugh, what happened now? I'm going to disable auto keying, I think. Yeah, you can see you can change your drawing. And if you use proportional editing, for example, and you set it to connected only, you can actually fix your drawing. Or if you wrote something, and then if you, let's say you do it like this, and then when you go back, it's still being written like that. It's a very powerful way to create animated annotations. And what's even more powerful is that you can use this, what is this called then? The noise. Yeah, so you get like this hand-drawn vibe to it. How cool is that? This is very, if you lower the noise scale, look at that. And you can lower the, wait, I always forget the position. Yeah, look at that. It looks like this hand-drawn, very cute and charming already. It's like stop motion. And random, you can change the steps to maybe 1, so now it's every frame. Or maybe even rarer, so it's like this. You can fake this hand-drawn thing. It's a very cool thing, I think. Yeah, so this is transition, grow, shrink, vanish. What's that? Huh. Concurrent. Oh, you can draw all of them at the same time as well. That's good. Natural drawing speed. Concurrent. No, wait. It doesn't work to set it at natural drawing speed. Okay. Yeah, Blender is master of all trades. Yeah, I think Grease Pencil is really good. Definitely. And now it also has motion blur in Blender 5.0. Amazing. Sharp corners ahead. Grease Pencil stroke can now have different corner types set per point. Nice. That's good. Cyclical strokes now correctly connect start and end segments without gaps or overlays. Awesome. Yeah, this is good stuff. Now the only thing that remains for Grease Pencil is that if I make a new 2D animation here now. Sorry for this being so bright here. No, like I can actually make it darker. Now if I were to draw something now, like this, look at how good this looks. Like let's say I'm drawing this arrow here, right? And it looks even better if you have a tablet because then it uses the pressure sensitivity. I feel like Blender's annotation tool should be Grease Pencil at this point. Because if I go to object mode and if I draw here an arrow like this arrow, let's try and increase the thickness of it. So if I go to annotations, increase the thickness, maybe 25. No, it maxes out at 10. This annotation just looks so weird. It looks very, if I take a screenshot here, you can see. Nope, that's the wrong one. Here, look at how weird the annotation looks compared to this drawing. I just really wish we had a Grease Pencil for the annotation tool at this point, since Grease Pencil is so good now. Sequencer overhaul. Blender 5.0 brings unprecedented integration of the video sequencer across areas. Okay, let's play this. No, it's an image. Oh, we have a new... well, let's try that. What's this? Slip. I don't think I have any movies. No. I may have some renders, but maybe I can open this stream countdown thing. Renders. Let me try and open this. Yeah, okay. No, movie. Desktop. There we go. View transform. And it's sent. Oh, everything just froze here now for a second. Okay, I need to confirm that. Yeah, okay, so here we have the countdown. What if we do this new button here? Oh no, wait, we need to... Yeah, and then if we do... Is it Control B? No. K. Okay, K to cut, and then we can use this slip. Yes. Okay, nice. Blender is becoming like a real video editor now. So hotkey for this then. W. S. K. Blade tool. Okay, K, that's... Shift... Okay, so there's not a hotkey. Okay, you just hold on shift space. Yeah. Dude, I'm comping using the sequencer as I watch this. It's sick. Nice. That's cool. Screenshot party. Yeah, it's a screenshot party, definitely. No need for DaVinci anymore. True. I think I'm holding on for DaVinci Resolve a little bit longer because it has some really cool upscaling technologies. It's very easy to just use your GPU to like upscale if you have some low resolution stuff, or that's primarily what I use Resolve for now. But if Blender can get some more quality of life features when it comes to time remapping and getting some graphs up there, I think we might be looking at a very capable video editing tool. And especially since you can export HDR videos as well now. Very cool. Yeah. Proper properties. Yeah, and I think I showed this, but we now have, if you go to the properties here, the modifier, you can add a modifier. So now you can use color balance modifier to this. Oh, you have the compositor modifier. Oh my god. Compositing. How do we do that? Can I now go into video editing and see the changes there? If I do this. Chromatic aberration? No. Compositor nodes. Sequencer. I don't understand how this works. I should probably... Is it the scene? Video editing. Hey. I don't understand. Open them on the same screen. Okay. I will open the compositor here. So we can see. Oh, maybe I need to preview overlays. I'm just going to add an exposure node and crank it up so we can definitely see the scene. No audio tools in Blender yet, just EQ. That's true. Yeah. We need more audio tools for Blender to become a really good video editing software. Polyfield, hi, I just wish the video sequencer had GPU acceleration, decoding and encoding very slow on CPU, especially on large projects. True. Why, have it muted? Is this muted? Wait, I need to go to sequencer compositor nodes, right? Ah, yes. Okay, so I was in the wrong one. And now I can definitely feel that my computer is lagging a little bit. So my stream is lagging too. I'm closing this. Yeah, okay, so we figured it out. If you want to know how it works, you need to go back in 10 seconds. Because I just had to close very quickly because the things were starting to lag quite a lot. So I didn't want the stream to crash. Yeah, that's definitely using my CPU. Okay, so it should not be lagging now, right? It's not lagging now. You can see my hand. Yeah. Okay. Sequencer. Yeah. By the way, one thing I feel like I should mention is that, for example, in my audio visualizer course, the audio visualizer masterclass, if you check that out, it would be really cool. We very often use audio files. And what I do in that course is that I split it in half like this. And then I set this to be like Shift 8 video sequencer. And then you could just import audio files here and you could play it with the timeline like this. So if you're trying to import audio to Blender, you could open up this scene here and do like this. But what I found to be just easier, and now you could import the sound here and it will play. But what I think is easier is to simply just add a speaker object and then this will play the sound. And then, yeah, you can set this to open a sound. Wait, do I have... let me see if I have some sound effect I can use. I think I have it here, actually. Sound effects. Yeah, I have some... I don't know where I have it. No, here it is. Okay, so I have some sound effects here. Yeah. Okay, so if I were to just set the speaker to play this sound, now if I press play, you can hear this, right? Very low. But if you move the camera closer to the speaker, it doesn't play. Wow, that sounds really weird. Okay, maybe you shouldn't use the speaker then. But the point is, sometimes it's difficult to change when does the music in the speaker start. And I just figured out that if you go to the non-linear animation, you have this thing called speaker. And you can just place this on the first frame, for example. So now you have it there. Yeah. No one asked for that information. Audio syncing in the viewport is hella broken. I don't think so. I think it works very good. You have to set it to, if you are in Blender, just make sure you set the playback to sync to audio. That will sync the audio to playback. And we will drop frames in the viewport, but it will be synced. If you have to play every frame, you can do cloth simulation and stuff like that, but if you set it to sync to audio, you only have to use pre-baked animations, stuff like that. So then the audio will sync. I saw a question about my course. Any Christmas sales for the audio visualizer course? I don't think there will be a Christmas sale, but there is a sale right now. Visualize your masterclass. Polyfjord. Here we go. Yes, there's a Black Friday sale right now. You can get 40% off if you use the link. I don't have a link in the description. There's a Superhive link as well. Let me... I'm gonna update the description of this live stream so you can watch it. If you're watching this in the future, check out my course. I'm leaving links to it on Teachable and also Superhive. Let me see if we can find the Superhive link for you. Polyfjord. Let's see here. I can't see the chat right now, so hopefully I'm not messing anything up. Superhive. Okay. Now I can read your messages again. Okay, now you can see that this course is available for sale here. 40% discount. Say 9 days left on my sale here on the course. And I can recommend watching this. It works flawlessly in Blender 4.3 and 4.4. And then once you have your animation, you're ready to render it, you can just append that to Blender 5.1 or 5.0, or you can have some fun with it. So I recommend checking out the course. A lot of people have been getting me feedback on it, and they seems to have no technical issues, which is nice. Guys, he can't see chat. Say what you really think. Oh, I wonder what people really think. And also, I hope people are saying what they really think. I hope you're being honest. Set the scene. Bound to slip. Yeah, we tried that. This, by the way, this website looks amazing. Blender is doing an amazing job with this. That looks so cool. Whoever is working on this, the GIFs and the colors and the text, it looks very nice. It looks so professional and cool. Compositor modifier. We tried that. That looks awesome. Even more sequencer goodies. HDR histogram scope. Nice. Storyboarding tools. I don't think we will watch. I don't use Blender to storyboard. I can recommend that you check out this video though. I can link it in the chat if you want to see it. It's a storyboard tools video from Blender Studio. You should subscribe to Blender Studio. They have a really good YouTube videos. And also the projects are amazing. Oh, array modifier. We need to try this. I need to go and eat some food soon, so we need to... This might be our... this might be our last thing here. Let's see. I've been wanting to try this array. Okay. That's very nice with the gizmo there. Can we rotate it? Oh, it rotates even more. Offset method. Offset. Oh, shape. Circle. Oh my god. That's crazy. Now we don't need to use the arc. Oh, this looks... Someone has been cooking seriously hard with this. And the gizmos as well. This is crazy. Can we rotate it? Align rotation. Ah. Randomize. Oh my god. Look at that. And you can probably animate this as well. And you can... That's so cool. You could probably... Whoa. You could... No, you probably can't do that. No, I was thinking making it into an audio visualizer, but you can't control this. It wouldn't be a frequency-based one. It would just be like a simple amplitude for the overall. This is awesome. Merge. Yeah. This is the biggest upgrade the array modifier has ever had. That is a fantastic upgrade. Look at that. And then you can just crank it up and... yeah. Distance. Count method. Ah. So clever. So you can actually very easily... This is a modeling dream. If you... I mean, it's dumb to use a monkey for this. Let's make like a shape that is a little bit more fun to shade, for example. Let's say you have something like this. That's some sci-fi stuff, right? Bad idea. Wait, we can do this. Isn't it checker deselect anymore? Checker deselect. There we go. Okay, let's say I have this. There we go. And then we use the array modifier. This has got to be a lot more fun, right? Circle. Offset. Ah, forgot to add... That's dumb. I forgot to add like the back of this. There we go. There we go. There we go. This was supposed to be just be like a quick and dirty modeling thing. I give up. Let's just use the array modifier. Okay. 3 distance. Yeah, this is the one I really like. The degrees one. That is so cool. It's good. This must be an amazing way to make some something very cool very quickly. Look at that. Very fast to just make stuff. This is an amazing modifier. And then what? Okay, the radius is what we're adjusting here. Randomize. Easy pizza. I don't think he realizes these AI chatbots also scrape YouTube, so he's advertising his own stolen content, kinda. I don't understand. Can you change the seed? Oh, for randomness. Yeah, it's very cool that the mesh doesn't get deformed. I agree. We should see what happens if I set it. Yeah, you can't change the random seed. So it is randomized. No, you can change the seed. Yeah, good. Exclude first, exclude last. Huh. Transform. Oh wow, this one is so extremely advanced. I like it. Wait, can you turn it into a geonode tree? I don't know how you would do that. Maybe show node group. Oh. Show manage panel. Manage named attributes. Oh wow, so we just made a geometry node tree. Okay. Okay. That is crazy. Oh my god. Hats off to whoever did this. Look at that. It's just a geometry node setup. This is exactly how geometry nodes should work. That's amazing. So it's a modifier, and then if you really want to unpack it and look into it, like under the hood, it's a geometry node setup. This is peak geometry nodes. This is how it should be. Because it should be possible for beginners to just never see this. It's good that it's hidden. I very much like this. So I'm going to close the show nodes. I'm going to just join this here. Join right. And we are living in this blissful world where we only have the sliders to worry about, like this, and the gizmo, and someone way smarter than us have already figured out, so we don't need to do that. That's amazing. Very, very good job. And it's hidden, so it doesn't clog up your geometry nodes list. That's good. Yeah, true. Important. Okay, let's see what more. UV overhaul. That's, I approve. I'm not a huge UV guy. I'm usually just using procedural stuff. So yeah, I haven't really worried about UVs ever, and it has been fine. So whoever is working with UV, kudos, and looks powerful. Expand your Blender. The Blender extension platform keeps growing with over 700 free add-ons. Wow, there are 700 now. 626. Maybe there are some default ones that aren't included in that number. Yeah. I mean, I wonder what would happen if you were to install all the add-ons at the same time. That's my... If you haven't seen it, that's my YouTube video where I tried to do that. So you should check that out. VR and XR. New vignette. I'm not an VR, but that's cool. Okay, a lot of geometry nodes. Physics. Okay, IO, this is interesting. Collada has been removed. OBJ. New. Look at that. Apply. Transform. Spelling error. Not a big deal. Simplified theme settings. I haven't been in the theme settings, I think. Themes. Yeah, I haven't been in the settings. I don't know what I'm missing out on. But cool. Have you made any themes? Anything you can recommend? Presets. Maybe there should be some more. Any plans for any new add-on extension for 5.0? Yes, I am working on an add-on. You might have actually seen it already because it is available there. You can see it right there. I'm not going to click it because it's not ready yet, or it's very close to ready. So I'm going to plan something I can play on the piano, and then I can show you how to use this. It's a very cool add-on. So that will be available in Blender 5.0. And yeah, so we're working on that. Animations, white paint. Credits, list of developers that contributed to Blender 5.0. Probably a really long list. Oh my god, that's crazy. That is insane. Who has the most commits? It would be funny if you could sort by commits. Cool. I don't recognize that many of these names. Wait. Sybren. Oh my god! 125 commits. Is that the highest one? Oh, Sergey with 116 commits. Oh. Pratik Borhade, 167 commits. That could be the highest one. Uh, 190. Oh! Jerwin Bucken, 291. Someone had 1,000. Jacques Luke, 546. 539? 480. Campbell Barton. No, wait, is it the first name first? No. Campbell Barton, 1,114 commits. That's crazy. That must be the most. This is insane. It would be very funny if you could sort by a number of commits here. That would be funny. Wait. So, oh, 35,000. Someone here is insane. Yeah, but this is all time. This is only for 5.0 on the left here. Okay, wait. Someone could do more work in one commit than someone else in 100 commits. Okay, yeah. My apologies. That's correct. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. I was just looking for big number go up. Stupid monkey brain. Sorry about that. I shouldn't be... Yeah. Okay. Blender 5.0. Let's see how many people have been donating. We wanted to get this number up. Oh, we're getting closer. 7,161. Okay, so someone has definitely been donating since we started streaming. Not necessarily because of the stream, but I'm happy when the number goes up. So I think my goal is that at some point before the day ends, November 22 will be higher than November 13th. Is it possible? Is it possible? Who knows? And a lot of beautiful donations. You should donate to the Blender Foundation. That is the primary reason why I'm streaming today. I wanted to give a big shout out to this amazing organization that creates this amazing software with all these amazing features. High five. Blender 5.0 is now available and it's free, open source. And it's only because people are donating. Look at that. Someone donated 50 euros. Oh, that was a while ago. 5. Yeah. So you should donate to the Blender Foundation. Give back to Blender. You've had access to professional 3D software completely free. No subscriptions, no licenses, no limits. The reason why I think Blender is so cool, that it's free, is because a few years ago I was working at these. I was using virtual machines on like Google Cloud Platform, and then some of the tools I wanted to install there, it was an absolute nightmare because you needed to run like license servers, and I'm talking about running proprietary software on like a virtual machine. It's a nightmare. But Blender, you just download it, and especially if you're on Linux, you can just type very fast and it's just instantly downloaded, and it's available for free, and you can share it with wherever. You can download it, put it on a memory stick, and live in a cave for 20 years, and no one can take it away from you. It will always be here. So if you want it to become better than it currently is, which is crazy because it's already really good, then you should donate to Blender. That's what I want you to do, regardless of if you're watching the stream now or if you're watching in the future. Can you tell me the process of how you make an add-on? Well, I'm very transparent that I very heavily rely on large language models to help me write the code for my add-ons. And but you should know that the add-ons that I'm making for free, the free add-ons, no, sorry, I should do that the other way around. I don't have any paid add-ons actually, but I will be selling a paid add-on soon, but that's made by a real developer using real coding. But if I use a large language model to make a model, or no, an add-on or extension for Blender, I'm always giving it away for free. It would be very weird to write an add-on with a large language model and then take money for that. Yeah. When are physics solvers coming in geometry nodes? I don't know. That's I don't know enough about that, I think. I know very basic Python. Yeah, you know more than me then. I don't know basic Python at all. But I think my strength when making add-ons and making solutions is that I have very strong opinions on how things should work, and I have an extremely low tolerance for hiccups and like hoops that you need to jump through. So every time I'm making something with a large language model, I throw stuff at it until I'm happy, and then I don't release it unless I'm extremely happy about it. There's like, it needs to be very, very good before I share it with anyone. And I think that's a strength of mine. I think that may be why some of the add-ons I've made can be better than the previous stuff I've just been experimenting with. Any books you can recommend for geometry nodes for beginners? Honestly, perhaps math? I don't know. I don't really know enough about geometry nodes. No slop at Polyfjord. Yeah, I'm... So you're a vibe engineer? Could be. I think a lot of developers are hating on the word vibe coding. I don't think vibe coding is a bad term. I don't. I think a programming language, it's a language. And if you have someone that can translate that language for you, a large language model, for example, then you're getting rid of a problem. I think a programming language is something that we really needed to have, but maybe in the future we need less of it, especially now when you can translate an idea into something that works. I think that's very cool. So if you hate me for being a vibe coder or for finding joy in making stuff work in a language I don't understand, then I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of AI slop on the internet. I'm not contributing to that, I think. Yeah, here we go. A rabbit hole for a conversation. Vibe coding. I don't think we will be going down that rabbit hole. All the code the LLMs pull from is mostly slop. Perhaps. I don't know enough about coding to give insightful moderation to a conversation like this. So if you have... Janich, donate done. You donated Blender Foundation. Amazing. Let's see. If this was donation 45 seconds ago, that is awesome. That's really cool that you did that. So once again, this is not to me. This is to the Blender Foundation you're donating. When you press Shift A, what objects do you like the most? Let's see. I'm gonna press Shift A now. I'm gonna just feel what I feel. Shift A. No, it needs to be a new blend file so it doesn't start down there. Okay. Shift A. I think it's either an area light, that could be one, or it's a camera. But camera, you only need to add a camera once. I wonder if you press... No, if you press Control Alt W and there's no... No, if you press Control Alt Numpad 0 and there's no camera in the scene, I think it should add a camera. Because that's the hotkey for viewing it through the camera, right? No, viewing the camera view. I think that's such a rare hotkey that should add a camera if you don't have one. But to answer your question, I think maybe it might be cube or plane. That's the mesh, I think. Or icosphere. I do like a good icosphere. But I think my favorite is area light. I love to add area lights. I use area lights all the time. For the past year, I've just been using so much more area lights. Then in Pirate, I think for me it's a plane. Yeah, planes are... construct a filled planar mesh with 4 vertices. Yeah, planes are up there. I think my list is area light number 1, camera number 2, plane number 3, icosphere number 4. Thank you for the live session today. Eagerly await your next video. I appreciate that, Joe McMullen. Thank you so much. I will get working. I will keep working on my upcoming video. Wow, I've been streaming forever today. Almost 3 hours. It's my longest stream in a while. Or I haven't really been streaming in a while. Yeah. What was I about to say? Yeah, my upcoming video, it will be about the most exciting feature, I think, for Blender 5.0. It comes with a very cool demonstration that I haven't really seen anyone do before. Or it's not that rare of a demonstration, you've probably seen it before, but I'm not sure if anyone has done it before in a Blender context. So I think it could be a very cool video. I took a little bit of a break from editing the video, and then I watched it again, like last night, the video I'm working on, and it felt very good. I feel it has a really good pacing in the next video. It's very... there's something about I get curious when I watch my own video. I think that's a very good sign. I think it's a really cool sign. Is there any news on when DLSS is coming to Blender? Hang on, I can probably go here. Is there any news when DLSS is coming to Blender, at least experimental? I was under the impression that DLSS was proprietary code, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we will ever get that as like a free option. I don't know, but I don't know enough about it. In your projection video, would it work with an area light? Yes, it would actually. So if you have an area light like this, and you just need to set the spread to 0, and then in the graph editor, there are so many similar buttons now. Yeah, use nodes, sorry. Then if you add a texture here, maybe we can do one of the screenshots. This screenshot. Yeah, here you can see, now you have a thick boy. Probably hair or something. It does work. Yeah, so if I add a volumes cube here, metric, here you can see it does work, but it's not as impressive, I think, because you get this... yeah, if you just increase the spread just a little bit... Sorry, you got a little bit behind there. If you increase the spread just a little bit, it becomes super blurry right away. And it loses a little bit of the appeal, I think. But it is possible. It's very good if you want an orthographic view of the light. You want it to be like... Yeah. It's a very cool effect, I think. Yeah, so the biggest difference, what you used to be doing, in my tutorial I showed it if you used a spotlight, where you're basically doing the same. If I set this to be... Yeah, it's correct. Yeah, and you need to set it to 0.5, and what was it, minus 0.5? There it is, and then you change it to clip. There it is. And now, oops, now you can see you have this projector that is like a perspective instead. I shouldn't have deleted the other one so you could see the difference. But the other one is an orthographic version. But I think this projector effect looks cooler because you can experiment a little bit more with changing the radius, and it becomes a little bit blurry, but it's not like a disaster. Hasselhoff in the chat, hello. Have you tried using a depth pass and comparing it to the length of the light of this projector effect in conjunction with the color? Comparing it to the length of the light. No, I haven't tried that. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around that. Using a depth pass. Do you mean a depth pass for the final render? Huh. Could work. I haven't tried it. I wonder what the delay is on the stream, by the way. I think I should probably go and eat something, because I haven't eaten in many hours, and I usually get a headache if I don't do that. So, I was about to conclude the stream with some words about something. I don't remember what we were talking about even. Maybe I can put the camera here so we can wrap up the stream. I really appreciate everyone watching today. And a frequently asked question is, does the stream become available later? Yes, it does. The link that you're watching this video now, it will be work in the future. You can set the, okay, so Hasselhoff follow-up. You can set the strength based on light passes. One of the passes is ray length. I think you could set the strength to 0 if the depth of the light pass exceeds the depth. Oh yeah, so you can make like the projector weaker over time. Cool. Yeah, I think that could work. I think you can maybe also just change, like, make a gradient to this volume scatter. Gradient texture. Set it to spherical. Could this work? Or density. Maybe if you set this to the object and it's the cube. I think this could also be a way to like... no, that affects the thing too much. I don't know. You get like a fall off like this. Oh my god, so sorry. Oh, that's so sorry. Yeah, you could like make a sphere like this. Sorry, you couldn't see any of that. I made a gradient texture like this. And then... here you can see if I increase this. This is a gradient texture that controls the density. And you would be able to control the fall off of that, like this. Hasselhoff, we'll make a small test over on Discord. We'll make... yeah, you should send it on Discord, yeah. Are you good at playing the guitar too? No, I know how to play it. I just don't know how to make it sound really good. Like I can have fun with the guitar, and the reason why I put them there is because they are from Schecter guitars. They just they just sent me a message on Instagram. They just sent me, hey, you want some sponsored guitars? I'm like, yes. Or they were actually like, you want a sponsored guitar? And I was like, I don't know what guitar I should have. And they're like, oh, you can check on our website. And I went to the website, Schecter Guitars. So this is not sponsored, or the guitars are sponsored by them. And they said to me like, hey, can you send us some links? What guitars do you like the best? And I just said, I like this one, and I also like this one. That looks really cool. So just, you can figure it out which one. I thought I would give them some options, you know, so just to be polite. And then they sent me both of them. And I love them so much. I think this one, I think I've showed these on stream before, actually. I connected to them to the computer even and played. But this one, the dark one, I think it looks really good up close. It just looks amazing. And then the white one, it's easier to play on. But the black one maybe sounds better also. I don't know, it depends. The black one sounds cleaner, but the white one is so much easier to play on that it feels like you can really like riff on it. I just started learning guitar this week, but now it feels like everyone I know can play it but me. Yeah, it does feel like that sometimes. Sometimes I watch a YouTube video of like Jacob Collier, is that his name? He's an amazingly talented musician. He can sing and do all kinds of stuff. And then I try to play the piano afterwards, for example. I just get depressed because I'm like, oh, I thought I was good at playing the piano, but now I look at this guy and yeah, I think it's important to not compare yourself to others all the time, because then you will always lose unless you're the best in the world at something, which you most likely aren't. So you should maybe you can compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Isn't that a good quote? I think. Yeah. Okay. This stream has been going on for over 3 hours, which is good. Is that a new record? I think I may have talked about... let's see here. Can we go and see live? Oh, look, the thumbnail is updating. 3 hours and 5 minutes. The last stream was 3 hours and 5 minutes. Okay, so we have to stream for 2 more minutes. This is a bad trend, but I feel like we have to be able to stream a little bit longer. Reject convenience. Wow, I totally missed the stream. Yeah, but that's okay. You can either watch the next one or you can go back and watch this from the beginning. Will you save the live? Yes, the live stream will be saved in the link that you're watching right now. Thanks for today, Infinity CM. Yannick, I think Hustle talked about the Polyfjord Discord. We gotta keep the longest ever stream streak alive. You know, one thing I was thinking about actually, which could be really fun to do, it could be very fun to do a stream that is a public live stream. It starts out on like, everyone should meet up and we will watch this stream, and it starts out at a certain moment. And then I stream like publicly, like a public live stream for like an hour or something. But then I unlist the stream while being live. So it goes away from my website, like from youtube.com/polyfjord. It just disappears from here. But everyone that has the link and is watching the stream could keep watching. And then we could like play games or something like that and have like our own little secret meeting. I think that could be fun. It could be a good reward to everyone that has notifications enabled for my channel, for example. Yeah, so I will think about that and see, maybe we could figure out a game that we could play. I don't know. I have some ideas. Thank you for EXR video. I had to look it up again to get Resolve working right again. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you. Interesting how you made able to do that, because I think those files have been deleted by the GitHub owner. But maybe you found some older on archive.org or something. I don't know. But I think, yeah, the EXR video, it's this one. I think this holds up very well. I'm referring to this in my upcoming Blender 5.0 video. So this is still worth watching, the EXR workflow video. Even though the website with the LUTs have been deleted, very unfortunate. I really wish that the people that make open source software just keep their stuff on GitHub. There shouldn't be any reason to remove a GitHub repository unless something is like breaking your computer. Like these LUTs, how harmless would it be to just keep them alive? It makes me a little bit sad. So, yeah. Is DJV still working? I don't think so. I highly recommend, for previewing EXR sequences, I recommend using this program called... yeah, here it is actually. I can preview this EXR file with it. It's this program called CineSync Play. CineSync Play. I think it's a proprietary tool, but it's very good and nevertheless. CineSync Play. I've talked about this before. Yeah. Wait. This is the paid version. CineSync 5 Play. Yeah, here you can see. CineSync 5 is a free to download. So what's cool about this is that you can download it and you can get the Okio config file from Blender and you can point it to that. So you can basically preview EXR sequences in this software. It's really good, yeah. You can download it for Windows or something. It's very good, the tool to just preview EXR sequences, and you can even use the AGX view transform to make it look correct. Can you sing every time I say a word it falls to the ground? Oh, you meaning this short hair? Yeah, this was actually, I did actually sing this. Can you hear it? Yeah, I did actually sing this, but I'm using a vocoder, so it's like I can play the chords on the piano, and then when I'm singing, the voice is being like auto-tuned to hit the chords. It's a very cool effect, and it's so much fun to do it. If you know how to play the piano and you don't know how to sing, it's the perfect match. Very good. Yeah. And by the way, this YouTube short here, this got 1.4 million views in like 1 week or something, or 9-10 days. I don't know. Very fun. This is I'm using this MIDI thing to play. Yeah. By the way, one more thing I wanted to show you that I haven't shown anyone yet. I'm going to bring it on the camera here. It is my new keyboard. Let me unplug it so you can see it. It is now, as I was expecting to go to go mute so you couldn't hear me. This is my new keyboard. Listen to that. It's not sponsored. I actually had some key chatter on it. So when I got it I bought it. It's called Keychron Q6 Max 100% with some pre-lubed switches. Listen to this. It's very good. It's extremely heavy, and you can use it wireless. I haven't done that. I've only used it with a cable. But when I got it, I had some key chatter. So when I pressed the R key, for example, it would repeat. So I could press R and it would click the same thing twice. Very, very inconvenient. And it was the R key and the L key, and I use R and L a lot when I'm typing. So it comes with hot swappable switches, so I remove them and I put them on page up and page down, which I never use. So now I can probably never use page up and page down without them chattering a lot. Yeah, but this keyboard, so heavy. I actually have the box here. This is not an ad for the keyboard. You probably know this about me, but I'm very excited about hardware, and I always show off what I got that is new because I get so excited about it. So, but I have the box for the keyboard. Hang on. Oh, it's this. This is the box. Keychron Q6 Max. It's not sponsored. If I'm being completely honest, I don't think I haven't bought anything else from Keychron because the first keyboard I bought from them was the key chatter on 2 keys from day one, which was super confusing. I thought there was something wrong with the keyboard, but it was something wrong with the switches, and I could switch that myself. So, speaking of hardware, I also got a new mouse. Yeah, we're past the record for the longest live stream. That's okay. We can keep going a little bit longer. I got a new mouse because I sometimes like to play World of Warcraft. Perhaps I can say this. I have a troll mage on the server Thunderstrike, and I'm called Polymon, I think. Pollymon. If you want to play with me, you can add me there. And then for playing World of Warcraft, it's the classic anniversary servers, Thunderstrike EU, by the way, if you want to add me and play with me. But when I used this mouse, I got this mouse, which is like it has 12 buttons. Look at that. I got it because I wanted to make like a Blender video where I could have like 12 hotkeys on the mouse. Really funny, and so many possibilities. But so far I've only been using this mouse to play World of Warcraft with and use all my spells. And honestly, 12 buttons is too many. This is the Corsair Scimitar or something like that. I don't know. But the reason I got this one is that you can store all the hotkeys. You can add pre-programmed hotkeys to the mouse, and you can just you can just save all the hotkeys to the mouse, and you don't need to have any bloatware running. I just really dislike when hardware requires some program to run in the background when you have it installed. So that's why I got that mouse, because you can reprogram all the 12 keys, and then, yeah, it's a numpad in a mouse, basically. So I bet it would be really nice to use it with Blender, but I haven't tried it yet in Blender. I've only used it for playing video games. Yeah. I used a colored loop cut trick for LGN Nordics. LGN Nordics, what's that? I'm gonna search for it first before I show you. I don't understand what that is. It seems to be a cable. Colored loop cut tricks. Yeah, I don't understand. Logic Plus is awful. I had to format operating system to make it work once, but MX Master is comfortable, although very expensive. Yeah, I think I have an MX Master mouse, but it's very heavy. I actually have 3 mice. I use this, which I've talked about before. This is the Logitech G502 Hero. I use this, probably a little bit dirty. This has been my daily driver for many, many years. I love this so much because you have these extra buttons here, so you can change the virtual desktop, or I have mapped it to change the virtual desktop. But then I do have one more mouse. This one is it's another gaming mouse. It's very light, very good. It's the JLT Edge W. It even has light, I think, if I turn it on here. It should be, yeah, it lights up. Nobody cares about that. But I always I'm very careful to wash my hand thoroughly before using this mouse, because look at this, it has all these grooves here, and I can imagine that this gets very dirty very quickly with all the, yeah, it's starting to get some stuff in there already. So yeah, macro keyboards are not common anymore. Mouse options are bad as well. 6 macro keys on keyboard seem to be the most. Don't really trust those. I don't understand that. It's a cheese grater. Yes, it is. Has anyone ever done that? You could probably grate cheese on this, legit. But it's very nice that it's so light, and it's also very nice that you can open it back here, and then you can. Oh, I don't have it now, but if I were to, yeah, you can save, like the USB thing can be stored inside the mouse, which is so nice. That's such a nice thing that they never get separated. Yeah, so I use this when I play Overwatch, and I'm very bad at Overwatch, but it helps to use this. Also, by the way, Overwatch, if you're playing Overwatch and you have an HDR monitor on your PC, I recommend playing Overwatch in HDR. It looks really good in HDR. It's one of the games that the colors are really popping. If you have your ultimate ready in Overwatch and you get HDR monitor vibes and you just have the really good. Yeah. That panel is for that panel is for when you need to take out the grated cheese. That's so cool. I mean you could just grate it with this, but that's so funny. Can you imagine? And mice also likes cheese, so it all comes together. Yeah, I appreciate that. Did you play Ark Raiders? No, but I've seen a lot about it, and I've seen some gameplay. I think it could be fun to play it. It feels like a trust exercise where you need to trust the other players. Could be fun. G502 Hero, my beloved. Yeah, me too. I absolutely love the G5 Hero. Ultralight mouse, good for competitive FPS gaming. Yeah, it's. I'm also using it for casual FPS gaming. It just feels better to have like a light mouse too. Yeah. Did you find Blender difficult to learn in the beginning? I think so. I think what I remember the most in Blender is that I think I only learned Blender because I had some other stuff I really wanted to create, and Blender was the tool to create it with. So Blender, like not knowing how to use Blender was like in the way of me not creating what I wanted to create. So that's the way I learned Blender, that I had a lot of stuff I really wanted to learn. Your keyboard sounds amazing. Yes, it does. I'm so happy about this. Listen to this. I can plug it over here. I love it. Teaches redstone from Minecraft with geometry nodes. I don't think he would be very impressed with my Minecraft skills. Which one is it? I love it. Well, it's the Keychron Q6 Max, and the switches are tactile or something. I don't know. Pre-lubed. I wish I knew the answer to that. Do I have some outro music that I can put on? Let's see here. I don't really have a good way to end the stream other than saying goodbye. So that is what I will do. We now have the longest stream I've ever done. We have been streaming for 3 hours and 16 minutes. It's the longest stream. So if you just arrived, that's perfect. What's your full-time job for a living? It's this. Not streaming, it's making YouTube videos and making assets on Patreon, and I don't make that much money, if I'm being very honest. If you're watching this video and you have a job, it is a very high chance you have a higher salary than me. Let me say it like that. So support me on Patreon. Okay, thank you so much for watching this stream. I don't have a project file to give you today, but we have learned a lot about Blender and Blender 5.0, and you should donate to Blender 5.0, give back to Blender. If you didn't donate during the stream, please donate. It's very important that Blender gets support from the people that are using it. So I said to one user earlier that perhaps you can try donating 5 years for every year you've used Blender so far. That's a good starting point, and then you can give like a monthly donation going forward. This is like being a silver member is like maybe a movie ticket a month, which is good. I think that helps. So thank you so much for watching the stream. Let me know what you would like me to stream more about, and I will read all the comments on this stream once it becomes a YouTube video, which is the same link as the video has now. I will click end the stream. Thank you for watching. Stop streaming. Thanks for watching.